Hello, everybody. Welcome here for the finale of Kiwi RPG Week. I hope you are having a wonderful, long Matariki weekend. Hopefully, you've had some time to share with those that you care about, as well as have some time to reflect on what you've gotten up to and what you have lying ahead of you in the time to come. If you haven't been here for a number of the other streams already, we have been doing an amazing Stream Week event here at KiwiRPG, showcasing a number of different wonderful, different TTRPG games by different Kiwi content creators, game designers, and just wonderful people across the board. And today is no different. We are going to be doing a wonderful stream of Monster of the Week in about just over 10 minutes. And as part of that, my name is Ruby. Hello, I will be your keeper for the game coming later in the evening, but if you're wondering who this other lovely individual with me on the stream is, this is of course Mike Sands, the game designer and creator of Monster of the Week. We are here to do a little bit of a lead-in Q&A and a chat about the game itself for all of y'all to get in on. Hi, Mike.
Hello, and thank you for inviting me along, Ruby.
Of course. First question of the Q&A. How are you doing today? Starting with
Pretty
a softball. Wonderful. Now, this is a open forum for anybody in the chat as well. If you have any questions that you would like to throw Mike's way, feel free to pop them out there and we will get to them as well. But if you're wondering, what's this phrase that we keep mentioning, Monster of the Week? Where have you been in just gaming in general? Monster of the Week is a fantastic TTRPG designed by the lovely Mike, and it is essentially the TTRPG version of playing Monster of the Week kind of TV shows, or at least that sort of theme.
That's right, yeah.
If you're a lover of X-Files, Supernatural, Buffy, all those kinds of shows, this is the game for you. I think that's a pretty good summation of Monster of the Week, would you say?
That's how I'd sum it up, yep.
Wonderful. And as a person who has grown up with those kinds of TV shows, as a huge fan of them, it's easily one of my favorite RPGs in general.
Yeah.
And
well, unsurprisingly, I also grew up with all those shows.
Yeah, wonderful. That's great. I did it recently. I did like a big X-Files binge at one point, and it really helped me hone in on all the different references that are played throughout the core rulebook. It's great. And not only somebody in the chat has mentioned Big Wolf on Campus, which is a much less iconic but also extremely good Monster of the Week show that I think was more like kids, like slightly less adult.
I've heard the name, but I've not seen it. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you for Big Wolf on Campus representation. But yeah, it's a wonderful game, and if you haven't checked it out before, highly recommend. Not only is it a wonderful game, but now's a great time to do it, because as part of the Kiwi RPG event, we have a variety of fantastic giveaways and cool content for you to get in on, and our wonderful partners for this whole Stream Week event, BD&D, are helping us do a number of wonderful prize draws, including one that is running currently, where if you pick up a copy of Monster of the Week gaming content and you send through some proof of purchase through to our Kiwi RPG official email, you can go in the draw to win a very cool prize. Specifically, we have a couple of extremely cool models, I think, or like statues, trophies, extremely cool prizes to be won. And if you go ahead and buy a copy of Monster of the Week content, you'll be able to go in the draw to win the Dungeons and Dragons Death Saves Medusa trophy. It's extremely cool.
Awesome.
Like a lich version of Medusa, which love, wonderful. And there will be some gameplay to show you how the game runs later this evening if you are a bit fresh to it. But speaking of, not only has it got a whole bunch of the base game has a whole bunch of amazing references and things to the Monster of the Week shows that we know and love. There's also been a whole bunch of like new supplemental content that's come out recently, including Codex of Worlds supplement, which I wanted to chat to you about because
Yep.
I love it. It's been
Yep.
super fun to have a play around with, especially one thing that I've kind of found is the team playbooks, which are kind of a new addition to the mechanic side of Monster of the Week. Um,
Yep.
if your hunter playbooks are picking your like character trope, I feel like the team playbooks determine like what TV channel you're on, like whether you're a
That's
CW
exactly it, I
show
think.
or
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Disney. It's great.
Yeah.
How so like
Um,
what was the kind of process or the impetus behind adding that mechanic to the game?
well, I'm a big fan of the crew playbooks in Blades in the Dark
Hmm.
and its descendants, and it's basically that idea after it spent a while kind of percolating in my brain, um, to that kind of came out as the team playbooks as a kind of way of taking that idea of getting a trope for the group,
Hmm.
which allows you to like level up and improve and change the group as you play and put that into the Monster of the Week context. So yeah, it's very directly inspired by Blades in the Dark there.
Yeah,
It's
wonderful.
also a great game if you
Also
want
is
to
a very
be
good
a
game.
gang of fantasy criminals in a weird world.
A bunch of scoundrels. It's wonderful. I
Yep.
do highly recommend. Um,
Yeah.
do you have a favorite like I know it's kind of like asking you to pick your favorite kids, but do you have a favorite team playbook that you were like, yeah, this was
Oh,
the idea that you had to get into a playbook? Or were they all kind of just
probably
amazing?
the Guardians of the Borderland.
Yeah.
They I really enjoyed writing that one. And for those who haven't come across it, it's a group of people who where they live is like a thin place in the world where monsters and evil can enter our world and threaten people, and you're basically responsible for looking after it and making sure it stays safe.
Yeah.
And I think that's just a nice um, kind of way to think of a Monster of the Week team. I think it's a bit untraditional compared to the TV shows,
Mhm.
but it's a fun one.
Yeah, absolutely. It's great. It's even fun retroactively having played the game a bit before
Yeah,
Codex of Worlds came out and that style of content came that addition to it came out. It's very fun to kind of look back and realize that it fits in so perfectly because a lot of the groups that we'd
yeah.
already created kind of fit into those nice little team networks.
That was one of our design goals when we made it, is that so that people could like pick one that, oh, this pretty much fits our group and just start using it. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's
amazing. Wonderful. We do have one question that came through, which is actually funny because we
cool.
were just chatting about this. A question for Mike. I was introduced to Monster of the Week through the popular podcast called The Adventure Zone. What was
Oh,
it
yep.
like for you to get such big exposure through that platform?
Oh, it was great. In terms of like brute numbers,
Mm.
I think it like tripled or quadrupled our sales.
Wow,
Like it
really?
was huge, absolutely huge.
That's
It's
incredible.
it was, yeah. Like before that, Monster of the Week was like a cult favorite,
Mm.
but that kind of I think that exposure got enough people interested in that it kind of became more of a kind of well-known game and kind of spread from there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, I
Mm.
obviously I took a lot of inspiration from that as well. I'm a big fan of the podcast. But
Yeah.
similarly in one of the things that I've really enjoyed using this game for in particular is um we don't get a lot of Monster of the Week shows, or I guess lately we haven't had a lot that are New Zealand based. And so it's
Yeah.
very fun taking that and kind of putting it in a New Zealand context, kind of similar to the show with putting it in their like West Virginia context.
Yeah. I
Um
think Wellington Paranormal's the only one that I can think of.
yeah. That and
Yeah.
like there was like Room 21 that was like the Goosebumps kind of show for
Oh,
kids at
okay.
one
I
point.
never
But
came across that one.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they're few and far between. Clearly we need to be, I don't know, I guess scaring people more with
Oh, and
local
it's
folklore.
not like New Zealand media like lacks that kind of gothic or
Yeah.
horror aspect aesthetic, you know, like in film and stuff, there's plenty. So-
Yeah, absolutely. For sure. Um,
Yeah.
absolutely. It's one of my favorite things to a lot of the time when I'm playing this game, I tend to put it in like a modern context, and I
Yeah.
like to enjoy that way of finding ways to fit the story or fit those kind of more supernaturally paranormally elements into the everyday world. Um
Yeah.
do you like have you had a chance to play the game much yourself in your own time, or is it a lot of just putting creative effort
Uh,
into getting
Not
content
much
out?
these days. Like while I was writing it, I played it so much that
Mm,
it kind of these days I really only go back to it like to demo it for people or
yeah.
to play test new things. It's kind of like I say, I played it so much in its development that I don't really it's not really a go-to for me
Yeah,
just for relaxing anymore.
very fair. Bit of playtest
So
fatigue.
yeah, so my play these days tends to be more directed. But it's still fairly frequent because I do play test a lot of new stuff for it quite often.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
and demo
Understood.
it at conventions and things like that. So yeah.
Oh, extremely
Um,
cool. Well, I mean, speaking of new stuff, I have heard
yep.
through the grapevine, and by through the grapevine, I mean we've had a little bit of a secretive chat
Yeah.
about the potential, well, some potentially up and coming cool new releases coming up for Monster of the Week that you are currently working on. Is there anything that you can let slip to our dedicated chat without getting in immense trouble by your publishers?
Yeah, there is. Yeah, so there is a new Monster of the Week book coming. Um, it's going to be called The Hunter's Journal.
Ooh.
It's going to be coming soon. I'm afraid I can't be any more specific than soon.
Yeah.
I can let you know that the text itself is done,
Cool.
and done, edited, and in layout at the moment. However, like when we get to crowdfund and produce is still up in the air because it depends on a bunch of other things that Evil Hat Productions have going
Yeah.
and who has time and all that sort of thing. So soon is all I can say in terms of
Absolutely.
when. But I can tell you a bit about what's in it.
Yes.
So this one is, as the name suggests, it's a hunter focused book.
Mhm.
So it's not really much for the keeper in there. It is all stuff for hunters to kind of add depth and explore their own characters. We've got a bunch of advice. We've got a bunch of new hunter playbooks and team playbooks. Um, and a lot of advice on like ways to customize and change the game from the hunter's side, like custom gear, different
Mm.
ways to adjust the playbooks and that sort of thing. And one thing that I'd like to mention, which I think is the newest and coolest bit of it, is a thing my co-author on the Codex Worlds came up with called Hunter Stories,
Ooh.
which are a way for you to give your hunter their own story arc that they play out. So you would, when you feel like starting one, you get to say you're going to, and
Oh.
there's a system for how it works and what the keeper provides in return for you. And we've got two example ones for each hunter playbook
Oh wow.
and a bunch of advice on designing your own if you want to do something a bit different. So they, I think, should add a lot of cool stuff for people to play around with.
That sounds amazing. That's like you can just put your hand up and say, "It's time for my character arc now, please."
Yeah, yeah,
I'm the center. That's great.
yeah, and they're all tied to the playbooks. So you know, like the two for the chosen are about like how they relate to their destiny and their
Mm.
and things like that. So they're all kind of tied in and give you a good kind of starting point for exploring that.
That's awesome. That's extremely cool. Well, we will have to keep our
Yeah.
eyes peeled for that coming up. Even though it's
Yep.
not for the keepers, that's gonna give you so much juicy story details to play with
Oh,
as a
definitely. Yeah.
keeper. That sounds so fun.
Cool.
Amazing.
I'm
Well,
glad you like the sound of it.
oh, absolutely. I'm stoked. As a player and a keeper, very
Yeah.
excited.
Oh, and one more thing I should say about the book.
Yes.
It's authors. I've written a bit of it, but actually the bulk of the book is from Luke Green, whose name you'll recognise from the Tome of Mysteries. He wrote quite a few in there, and Marek Golonka from Tome of Mysteries and Codex of Worlds. So those two actually did the bulk of the writing on this, and
Amazing.
I've got a smaller portion of this one.
Oh, wonderful. Well, shout out to them, absolutely, and I can't wait to see what collectively you'll have put together whenever soon arrives and we get to see.
It's going to be an exciting one, yeah.
It's
I'm
great.
very much looking forward to it too.
Amazing. Well, thank you for spending some time with us to chat about it and drop some secret hints to our great KiwiRPG community ahead of that. I appreciate your time, but we are going to have to run and get into the actual gameplay.
Go play the game.
But thank you so much if you are sticking around, or have a great rest of your weekend. But for y'all in chat, don't worry, we'll be right back. I just have to do a lot of tech stuff behind the scenes. But thank you so much, Mike, for tuning in.
Oh, thanks for having me. It was good to chat.
Absolutely. Anytime. Right. We will be right back. Hold your attention, pretty please. Are live. Hello everybody. Woo! Welcome back. Welcome to the brand spanking gorgeous gameplay overlay that we have, and welcome all the raiders that just tuned in right at the end there as well. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out for the end of the KiwiRPG stream week. Hope you've had a chance to tune into some of the other gameplay that we've had going on. If you haven't, we've got a banger of a story ahead. I say, that's just me bragging. Who knows if it'll be a banger. But a few things that we will chat about before we get into it. If you weren't with any of the other streams beforehand, just like our previous games, we've got amazing giveaways from our partners at BD&D. We have a wonderful Death Saves Medusa trophy for anybody that goes and buys any Monster of the Week content and sends proof of that to us at KiwiRPG. Through the official email address. It is, I believe, worth like over $700. It's gorgeous. It's essentially a Lich Medusa. Love it. Fantastic. And at the end of the stream, so if you are hanging out for the entire time, we are going to have another giveaway of, similarly, some Demi-Lich themed content of a gorgeous Demi-Lich statue, like full skull, gem eyes, that you can just put right in the edge of your gaming area to just intimidate everybody. Yes, exactly, Brad. Gorgeous. I can see people already freaking out because they are spotting all of our wonderful players today. We are gonna do the character intros and the player intros all in the same thing as we jump into the middle of a mystery that I'm very excited for, and I hope that you will be too. I think that is most of our pre-game stuff that we need. Oh, also, that's right, not only is BD&D helping us out and doing a bunch of giveaways, right now they have a discount code running as well, where if you use the discount code, you get, I believe, 10% off anything in the store at BD&D. So if you go to BD&D and use discount code NZRPG week, you will get 10% off store-wide, just because Kiwi RPGs are cool, and Kiwi people are cool, and BD&D are cool. So don't forget to go and snag yourself some wonderful discounts while you have the chance. Yes, and it is available until I believe until 8 a.m. Yeah. Yes, so only available for the next 12-ish hours. So go and check that out. Cool. That now is all of the announcements. I will take a breath and get ready to jump us into the actual game. Although I say that, we are going to be jumping into essentially the middle of a mystery with some very interesting figures. So, a little bit of pretext, a little bit of context, I suppose, actually. Obviously, this is a stream that takes place with KiwiRPG. We are taking place right in our own backyard of Aotearoa, the wonderful current modern setting, where, as we all know, monsters are kind of a known entity in New Zealand. Some of them might be off in the wilderness doing their own thing. Some of them might be your next, checkout attendant. Who knows? There's a whole variety of creatures that exist around. And there is an agency that is technically part of Department of Conservation that is in charge of making sure that all of that runs smoothly. It is Aotearoa's Diablerie and Esoteric Phenomena Taskforce, many members of which are assembled here. And you had, in some of our pre-stream warm-up sessions, we had established that y'all had just finished off a huge monstrous encounter. It was big, it was very dangerous, so dangerous in fact that one of our lovely associates, Olivia Erickson, got straight up struck by lightning and will not be making it to this game. That's not me making anything up. She's still alive. She is still alive, but she will not be here, although her witchly ways might be hanging around in chat, if I'm not mistaken. But the rest of you all headed back to your own home situations, which for our 3 remaining team members were all back in Christchurch, the lovely Canterbury Plains. Y'all have been home in Christchurch for probably roughly a couple of weeks. You've had a bit of time to go about your regular lives again, waiting until you get the call up from ADEPT to bring you back in onto a different mission. And things have been pretty chill. We can see now, as we kind of zoom into the story, this like lovely sweeping, rolling, darkened skyline of Christchurch City, sprawling out across the plains. It is probably like early evening, as the camera kind of zooms down through a lightly cloud-covered sky, and as we follow this camera down, it immediately focuses in on a van with a Department of Conservation logo sprawled across the side that is zooming its way down Lincoln Road in a mad dash to get to where it needs to go. Purdie, do you want to introduce yourself and also who the driver behind the wheel is?
Yeah. Kia ora, everyone. My name is Purdie. I love this game so much.
Good stuff.
I am playing the lovely Nairi, who is indeed a ghost. Only recently, she may have died to this very van, struck her down, and now she haunts it. But that's okay, because she's also gotten a job out of it with ADEPT. She's very wholesome and lovely. She dresses very cozy and cute. Loves to work with her great nephew, who will meet, no doubt, also in the van with us. Furious driver though, like drives a mean stick shift. Popping it in a second, doing some Tokyo drift around the corner.
Amazing. Yeah, literally we see like the car come speeding down Lincoln Road and you realize that you're on the wrong side of the road and just full like handbrake turn and like park up against the side of the apartment building where you have like all gotten your messages to head to, or the place where ADEPT HQ has kind of informed you that you need to go. And as you very dramatically park the car, is one of those like it's like an action movie splash screen where it's just like park the car and then there's this frame of Nairi's face. Exactly like that. And as everybody within the van kind of piles out of it pretty quickly, there's one person on the team that is perhaps the smooth talker of the group, I would say, that is quite carefully explaining to everybody that is very upset by what is going on, that they don't need to worry, this is all part of the plan, it's all government business. David, would you like to introduce yourself and your character, please?
Yeah, I sure would. I'm David Bowers Mason, and I am playing Jackson Wilson. I am the great nephew of Nairi, and I'm kind of on my first public sector role, but I'm so enthusiastic to be here working for the Department of Conservation on the comms, like specifically just with this team that's looking after Aotearoa's fantastical creatures. I just feel like a real passion to help present this to the public. So yeah, I'm just the team's comms guy.
Amazing, wonderful. And we see you kind of at the front door of this like moderately large apartment complex, just like explaining to whoever the night security person is that like, don't worry, we actually need to be in here and it is official business. They don't need to think about it too hard. As we see a number of like we see Nairi run past, we see another dark figure kind of run past, go storming up the stairs, and we have one of those like transition cuts where you see all the levels of the apartment building as you're running up all the stairs leading to the 6th floor, and then eventually the camera shifts and it's a view from inside as the door of an apartment is fully just kicked open, and silhouetted standing in the doorway, we see our final team member, Brad. Would you like to introduce yourself and your character, please?
Hello, I'm Brad Thompson from Cutting Words, the D&D YouTube channel, Dungeons & Dragons, so we're not playing that game tonight. We're playing Monster of the Week, so I'm playing a completely, Monster of the Week character. So before you see a red-skinned, pointy-eared, long horns protruding from their head, a demonic figure, what we call a demon even, with a large, not ignited right now, but you might think it might burn to flame, kind of gull-motifed hell sword strapped to his back. Casual attire, a hoodie or something, nothing too fancy for this mission. Kicking this door, Ignatius, the demon member of the team, bursts in.
Amazing. Wonderful. You kick the door open and then there's like very dramatic, strong silhouette in the door frame, and then also there's the classic Scooby-Doo moment of just like Nairi and Jackson just popping heads around the corner to see what's going on. As the three of you look into this room, you see a mostly dark studio apartment. You can see that there is like what would probably be a small section leading off to like a kitchen area, like a doorway leading to a bathroom. There's some light coming in from a balcony window just up ahead of you, and there's also some light coming from a desk that you can see in front of you. There is a very big tech setup and some very weird, like you catch a glance of some weird mechanical thing in the corner of the room, but all of you are more distracted by the thing in the center of the room that is getting has immediately caught your attention, which is a person seemingly holding a knife. Amie, would you like to introduce yourself and your character, please?
What have you got?
My name is Amie, aka Amie Water. I'm already losing my words. This is going to be a great night. I am a streamer on Twitch, and I usually do like very chill, peaceful colouring streams, which focus on being a mental wellness positive space. Before you see someone having the worst day of their life and on the verge of a mental breakdown. Josephine Smith is known as Jo, is a human-looking young female person. It's about 18, very young, has a knife but isn't like holding the knife. It just appears to be stuck to their hand, wearing pajamas, fluffy socks, makeup smeared everywhere, hair is a mess, and as you burst open with the door, she'll just turn around and go
Amazing. I will pause after that introduction and shout out that all of the wonderful character art that you've just seen through these introductions is by the amazing Liquor Witch, Ishbel, who couldn't make it to be with us tonight as our fourth team member, and so the fantastic Amie is stepping into place if anybody is wondering why she has an intern tag. So there's a very last minute jump in that I greatly appreciate.
Yeah. I've spent 5 minutes learning this game.
Yeah!
And this is how easy it is to play.
Exactly, it's so easy to pick up. Wonderful. So yeah, all three of you see this very bedraggled lady standing in the middle of a semi-darkened place where all of you, the reason that you're arriving at this apartment, you have received word from ADEPT headquarters that basically your team supervisor, Stuart McDowell, had been on a mission to go and interview various different monster enthusiasts, a number of people around the country, or namely in the South Island, that are so stoked about the fact that monsters exist and that ADEPT does the work that they do, that it's a little concerning. Like, it's bordering on too hardcore fangirl. And so Stuart, with his wonderful hugs and very, very friendly and comforting demeanor, had been sent around to just kind of chat to a lot of people and check that they weren't getting too out of hand. And he had been on that mission for a while. You hadn't really heard from him at the end of your previous mystery. But you have received a message from headquarters literally like hours ago, from your perspective, that Stuart, gotta get the names right, Stuart had sent an emergency text to ADEPT headquarters with the address that you've just arrived at, the apartment number, and the only text in it just saying, "Get here now!" ! So presumably something terrible was going down in this apartment, and you have burst through the door to see a very bedraggled lady who has screamed at you. What would all of you like to do?
I'd like to draw forth aforementioned hell sword and ignite it.
Oh no!
Got a weapon. She's got a weapon.
I would immediately put my arm in front of you. Okay, so Ignatius, this is a member of the public. So as representatives of the Department of Conservation, we will not draw a weapon on the person obviously having a crisis.
I think
hey,
it's right up. I recognize it. I went back through one of these back in the early 80s. I had a knife and I can't really tell you what happened to him.
You had a knife?
For legal reasons. I recognize this. I've been there.
We'll talk about family history in a bit.
I go through and I try to find a Werther's in my bag. Your blood sugar's really low right now. You need to spike that back up. It's definitely ghostly. You cannot physically grab.
Who are you handing this out to?
I'm going straight for the crazy lady with the knife.
Cool,
Okay.
good, wonderful. Are you just backing away,
yeah,
Jo?
it's a ghost coming to you, offering you ghost candy.
Jo, as you're backing away, you see this elderly ghost woman trying to calm you down a little bit and hand you a fully ethereal Werther's original. As you are backing further into the room, your foot lands on something that crunches and it kind of crunches almost like you've stepped on something that's like made of dried leaves, but you feel something like snap underneath your foot as you're stepping backwards that you didn't see when you were in
I
here.
will obviously fall down because, of course,
Great. Cool.
just now be on the floor, being like, this is the worst birthday of my life.
Oh.
Oh.
Mum said that I shouldn't eat cheesecake, and I just thought I would be wild, and I just ate a piece of cheesecake because it's just, cheesecake, and then poof, and then there was sparkles, and now this knife is stuck to my hand, and it can't get off my hand, and then I was freaking out all night, and then there was a bang on the door, and there was this person called Stuart, and he was lovely, and he gave me a hug, and he's like, I know you're freaking out, it's okay, these people who do magic, they'll come and sort this out for you, they're an adept, you just hang out and relax, we're going to exchange numbers, we're going to hang out, you're going to be cool. And I was like, okay, at least someone knows what's going on. And then he's like, I have to go do a thing, I'm in the middle of a mission, but I will come and check up on you. And then he went, and then I was just sitting there going, okay, but there's still a knife stuck to my hand, what do I do? And then I got this message on my phone with this address and being like, get here now. And
Okay, let's just go from the start. Pre-cheesecake, I'm Jackson. Lovely to meet you. What's your name?
Josephine Smith, everyone calls me Joe Smith.
Oh, happy
Joe.
birthday, Joe.
Okay, it's lovely. It's lovely to meet you. We're from ADEPT, I guess. This is Nairi. Why don't you? This is Ignatius.
I'm
Here.
looking for this cake, by the way. Is this cake around?
I don't think you brought the cake with you. Probably not.
Is the cake not here?
Actually, I
Or
did.
did you?
Thank you, Sarah. Perfect timing.
Perfect. Good.
Wow, props and everything.
Cute.
Yeah. So actually, yeah, you probably see a cake sitting on the desk where the lamp is that you can see is in front of like a pretty intense desktop PC setup.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Definitely
Alright,
not my department.
I'll walk over and start investigating this cake during this conversation. Let's walk over. This is clean the sauce and
Still
everything.
Very specifically cheesecake.
Wonderful.
You're welcome,
Gathering
Jack.
all the clues. I love it.
While Jackson is like trying to get through the entire backstory that Joe has just filled out, I appreciate you knowing that we're on a time limit, Amie. Thank you. Ignatius, the main thing that you notice as you head over to this cake is even in this kind of lower light in the room right now, you can see something that you kind of caught a glimpse of when you first kicked through the door. You have this intense like desktop PC setup, and then basically to the right of you in that corner of the room, there is a huge machinery setup. It looks kind of like if somebody took a sun tanning bed and put it on its end, and you can see that there are a number of little like curved like attachments on it, and a hatch or a door of some kind that had like been like opened up, that seems to have some kind of wiring and things that connect back into this PC. But it's just like, oh, you got distracted by the lady in the middle of the room and you didn't notice the big machine. There is.
Tell me more about this cake.
Yeah. Make a do you want to invest? I'd probably read a bad situation, I would say, about this cake. Yeah, you're in the middle of the cake situation.
Perfect.
Go for it.
Like not this cake, my hell sword.
Thoroughly cheesecake
look
is
at it.
never enough for all of us.
Never enough.
Yeah. First roll. Here we go. Read a bad situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Perfect. Excellent.
Mark experience. Thank you for giving me at least one hard move tonight. I appreciate it.
I'm so good at this game.
Sick, man. Yeah, top notch.
Wonderful. Cool. You take a moment to have a look at the cheesecake itself, and it's honestly it's unnerving how unmalevolent this cheesecake seems. This cheesecake seems perfectly fine, and that seems really dodgy. But you can't pick up anything. It's a very secretive cheesecake. While you're staring at a cheesecake, Nairi and Jackson and Joe, what are all of y'all doing?
What am I lying on?
Yeah, what was
Do
the
you want to
crunchy
try
leaf
and
situation?
take a look?
Yeah, I guess I'll like start calming down and go, okay, they haven't immediately murdered me. You're see-through.
Yeah, it tends to happen. It's all right.
Okay,
Do you want a hand up?
can I go to like
Absolutely.
poke
Yeah.
you to see if you're actually solid?
I'm solid for people.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
kind of like poking jelly. Like maybe you could put your hand through her if you really tried, but for the most
Yeah.
part, she's got surface tension.
Yeah. I'm lime flavored.
I love surface tension as a way to describe someone's surface.
You're welcome.
All right. I will get up and start dusting off the crunching stuff that I fell into.
Yeah, it's
Knife still on hand?
Knife's
Yeah,
still
I
on
can't get it. I can't get it off. This
That's
is the problem.
concerning.
Is it like glued? I'll like slowly approach and be like,
Mhm.
it's still a little bit hesitant because she does have a knife attached to her
For
hand.
sure.
But like,
Yeah.
is it? Is there something like? Did someone glue it to your hand?
No, I was cutting the cheesecake, and my mum's always said I couldn't eat cheesecake, and I took a bite, and I still had the knife in hand, and then it was just like magic. And then, at least that's what Stuart said it was. And now it's just like permanently stuck to my hand. Like,
Does it appear to like be fused to the skin or have some kind of
No.
adhesive
It's-
used?
It looks almost as if like they're magnetically joined. Like there doesn't seem to be any
Ah.
substance around it, but it doesn't seem like she's able to remove it from her skin.
Okay. Well,
do you
That's
know how
cool.
hard it is to drive a car with a knife on your hand? Like, at least I was wearing this, and I could kind of go like this and sort of cover it up in public. I can't go to
Oh.
school with this.
so glad you didn't go
No.
through a
Also-
traffic stop.
Stuart sent the message, and like, this place is
So you got the
scary,
text too.
and I'll pull out my phone and show the text.
Yeah, you see the exact same text, and actually, because of who you are, Jackson, you would be able to pretty quickly, immediately spot that the text that Joe got came before the one that Adept got by like maybe a
Oh.
couple of minutes.
Ooh.
But was
Favoritism.
the
Spicy.
first one that got sent.
So how did he get your number? How did Stuart get your number?
Came to see me this morning, and we exchanged numbers because he was like, "Hey, you're magic." I don't know the thing called ADEPT.
Wait,
He
wait,
said-
okay, wait.
Yeah.
Let's not go any further. Just
Yeah.
your
he
magic.
exchanged numbers. He exchanged numbers with me,
That
so
wasn't-
that
Him just
Yeah.
being like, "Wow, this is a magical connection." Like I don't
Lean
like
to
he's
Jackson,
very
I'm like,
like,
she's
he's
a little
not even
young,
afraid.
sweetie. Like, I mean, for Stuart, maybe you definitely, absolutely go for it.
You're
You got my
magic.
blessing. Too
You-
young for Stuart.
You're, no,
So-
I mean,
You need a knife in your
absolutely
life.
in an appropriate way. In an appropriate.
are
But
you
circling
trying to
back.
set me up right now with somebody?
No, of course not. I just
Brushed down my cardigan. Not at all. He's
Your magic?
lovely, though. He's
question
lovely.
mark.
I think at this,
the
I
knife
sheep,
stuck to my hands.
I sheep the hell
Well-
sword,
Mhm.
and I come on over
Mhm.
with the cake. Cake checks out. And I hand it to Nairi. Would you like some?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
My mum said I should
Tastes
never
great.
eat animal products. I'm pretty sure it was the cheesecake.
So
I'm trying
you're
to keep the
lactose
cheesecake.
intolerant, and the symptom of your lactose intolerance is
Magic?
like magical indigestion.
I guess. I don't know. Stuart said that someone would be round afterwards, like he was doing something for ADEPT, and then he was going to let them know because he's not magic, but someone else was there. They could help detach this, and then they're going to help me make sense of this. I still can't believe, like, you're a ghost, and I never should have left homeschool.
Ooh.
Oh, homeschooled. That explains.
Yeah. Is this gear yours?
Yeah?
Points to the machines.
No, I literally just turned up here and it was dark and I then turned on a light and it was like messy and stuff and Stuart wasn't here and then I was freaking out because I didn't know what to do and then you burst open through the door and I thought I was in hell.
No, we're not. This isn't hell.
No, Ignatius, she doesn't mean it like that. Well, I mean,
But I'm a
Ignatius and
little worried
Nairi
about
are-
Stuart. Yeah.
well, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
We're kind of looking for him too, but I guess first things first, Nairi and Ignatius are the ones who know more about magic, I guess. So maybe they can help you out.
Yeah, I'm very well versed in magic, and I look over at the PC. It's pretty big this time, very physical, but I can figure it out. And I go and I just slam my keyboard. Just want to figure it out.
Okay.
We are
Okay.
the best team.
Best
Best
team.
team.
Okay, so you're taking that to go and try and work out what this computer is doing.
Yeah, I
Gotcha.
think the computer is magic.
Gotcha. Cool. Good. Yes.
I do as Purdie as well.
Yeah,
It's not just a
wonderful.
Nairi thing.
You slam the wireless keyboard on the desk.
Mm.
And you notice that the computer itself is actually running. It was just in standby mode. So when you slam
I
on
did something.
the space bar, you see the screen kind of light up. And what you see in front of you is well, there's a lot of colors on the screen. You can see that there is what I think Nairi would still be able to work out looks to be a video recording. Like the current thing that is open on the screen is essentially like a capture window of a video that looks like it is maybe half an hour long. Is the main thing that's on the screen. You can see the beginning of it seems to be a woman sitting at the desk that you are currently in front of. She has kind of greasy blonde hair and a set of those blue light blocking glasses on, and is in the middle of doing the pre-vlog pose of I'm turning the camera on, of doing that.
Amazing. Okay. Yep, this magic is what see, I got it lit up. So good. And then I look around for a mouse and then try to awkwardly lean in, adjust the glasses so I can see it a little bit better and try to figure out how to press start.
Absolutely. Cool. Yeah, you lean in a little bit, manage to spot the play button in the bottom left corner of the screen. And you see the video kind of click to life. You see this woman who looks to be maybe her early 30s-ish, kind of sits in front of the camera, takes a breath, and begins talking and says, okay, hello world and all future journalists and or biographers. My name is Natalie Conroy, as you're no doubt aware, and today is the day I make history. Anybody who pays attention knows that there is a plethora of wild and wonderful creatures that exist in the world, things that decades ago we would have been shunned for believing in. And Aotearoa's environmental biodiversity allows for all manner of supernatural and otherworldly creatures to thrive. And that's not just my opinion. There are literal government agencies that try to find safe places and habitats and lives for those things. And you see she starts scrolling through a bunch of things on her phone and then kind of frowns for a second and then it's puts it away. It's what? But the point is, we shouldn't settle for this. Things shouldn't just survive or thrive. They should be able to evolve. And not just monsters, but people and society. And you see she reaches out and you can see that she's actually reaching for a webcam that is still attached to the camera, just the set up in front of you, turns and points it towards the machine in the corner. And in the video, you can see that the machine is completely closed up, seems to have those kind of circular bands latched around the outside of the door. And you see that she kind of comes back in from the side of frame to get caught by the webcam again, and points to the machine behind her and says, "And this is how. Technology exists to give us power beyond regular natural existence. We don't have to wait hundreds of thousands of years. The next steps will be powered by technology, and what is possible will only be limited by the extent of our collective imaginations." And she smiles and then steps out of frame. And you hear a bit more typing in the background of the video, and then you hear a button being pressed, and then you see on the camera this machine in the corner of the room starts whirring up into life. You see those bands around it kind of start circulating. There's like steam that's kind of peeking out of the edges of the door on it. You see a lot of like bright light coming off of it. And this goes on for maybe like 5 minutes of video time. It's a fairly arduous process. And then as this machine seems to be kind of whirring around at the 5-minute mark, you see a thump from the inside of the machine. And then the whirring starts to kind of slow down a little bit, and then you see another like doof, doof, thump from the inside of the machine. And then as the whirring mechanisms on it finally slow down, you see a dent pop into the doorway that is kind of like from the inside. And eventually the machine entirely powers down, and you hear that like hydraulic sound of the hatch giving way, and you see a lot of steam get let off from the inside, and you see a shape on the inside of this machine. You see what looks to be a very muscular humanoid shape that is entirely covered in gray like fur, like bristling fur. You see that at the top of its body is this long, like lupine head that doesn't have any eyes on it. It has like the dent, but no eye sockets. Mm-hmm. And you can see as its wolf snout kind of stretches out in front of it, you see its lips peeled back, like split beyond where wouldn't be natural for where the jaw is. And as it opens up, you see a collection of needle-sharp, extremely long teeth, almost like anglerfish teeth, that kind of extend within rows inside of this thing's jaw. You see it kind of like bristle a little bit and sort of shake, and then the figure itself drops down slightly out of frame, seemingly like dropping down onto all fours, and coming back up into frame, you see a row of 7 snake heads that kind of slither up from behind the desk and start like looking around the apartment. And you hear on the video recording, you hear like a voice from off camera be like, "Hey, buddy," and you see all of the snake heads like turn at the same time in the direction of the sound, and then you don't hear anything else, but you see with this sudden blur of movement, this creature that has emerged leaps out of frame, and then you hear a lot of wet, visceral noises from off camera, and that goes on for a while. Like that's probably another good like 7 minutes. At which point, are you watching the whole thing, or are you like closing that down?
Probably at a certain point, like hitting fast forward through the wet visceral noises.
Yeah, great. Cool. So, click
1.5.
Put it on mute. Hit fast forward. Turn on subtitles. You
auto-generated captions.
The bane of my life.
Intensify.
Yeah, you hit fast forward, and then actually get a pretty good cue for when you need to like stop the double speed, because you hear from fast forward some very loud doof 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 on what seems to be knocking on the front door, and you kind of like stop and put it back into regular speed, and you can hear a muffled voice, but clearly recognizable as Stuart on the other side of the door, saying, "Hey, Miss Conroy, sorry, my name's Stuart. I'm here for our interview." And there's like a bit of a pause, and then a kind of a knock again. It's like, okay. And then you hear he knocks another time, and you hear the door kind of like open on its own as the knock happens, and you hear the sound of like this waiting growling as this creature, still off screen, seems to be like noticing something coming into the apartment. And then there is a flurry of sounds. There is a lot of like scuffling and things that mostly happen off camera. You see something that is bright yellow kind of like flash past the camera again, like a very small object of some kind, and you hear a lot of crashing and shouting, and then you hear the kind of quiet as that all sort of dies down after a couple of minutes, that you can hear what you can make out as 2 different sets of heavy breathing. And then there is a loud drag sound, and then you don't see much else. There's a point, like, it lasts on that frame for a while, and then basically the computer went into sleep mode, and so the recording automatically cut off.
Cool. Sounds great. I look over and I'm like, I did the bad magic, I think. That was terrifying.
I guess we should take this video as evidence.
Evidence? We should find Stuart! He's gonna be eaten alive!
It's pretty time sensitive.
Yeah. Is there evidence of the wet visceral noises?
Yeah, if you want to turn the lights on, you might be able to see something.
The lights have been off this whole time?
Yeah, there's just been a desk lamp on.
Yes.
We're just
Why
standing
do
in
you
the
think I
dark.
was freaking out for half an hour because I turned on a desk lamp and then saw that?
Yeah.
Right.
You put the big light on.
Get back over to the doorway, flick the main lights on, and immediately the whole apartment, now that you're seeing it in full light, is like a calamity of violence has gone on in this room. Like, the sheets are shredded, there's furniture that's been smashed through, and you can see on immediate glances, without you investigating stuff too much, the thing that Jo crunched through as she was stepping backward seems to be a heavily desiccated leg, that her foot just went straight through.
Desiccated.
Yeah.
Huh.
Oh,
Is it
My
Stuart's
socks
leg?
are ruined.
that was a lot of things on that screen, you know? We started with a wolf, and then we had the snakes, and then the golden snitch went past. What happened?
Would you
Like,
like
look around.
to investigate?
Oh, please.
Absolutely.
I'd love to try.
If you're wanting to investigate, let me know what specific aspects of this scene you are, like, if you're focusing on like the computer, or you're focusing on this body that you maybe found, or like what part of the room you're specifically wanting to investigate.
I want to like look for like the movement pattern of
Yeah.
the creature. So how it went from this 2-legged wolf, 4 legs, snakes, and then hopefully
Absolutely.
left. So I want to follow a trail.
Go for it. Roll to
Around the
investigate a
room.
mystery.
We'll give it a go. Let's
gonna-
go.
Full
Oh
hunter.
no!
Oh,
Well, mark experience.
Oh, mark experience.
Thank
I'm so good
you.
at solving mysteries.
We're so good. Let's go, team.
Cool.
Iggy's full like hunter, like right. Where's this thing gone? Like
Mhm.
looking for
Mm.
exits points.
Mhm.
It's clearly not here now.
Yeah.
It's just hiding somewhere.
Absolutely, roll to investigate a
Something better.
mystery. For
Alright.
for Nairi, I think you just like
Yeah.
you just turn and look, and there's so much carnage. You're just like,
Just
I
so-
my brain is still processing. No clue.
Man. It's
There's
bad.
something.
Can I help to bring that up to a 10?
Ooh, So yes, you are welcome to help out if you would like to. Go
I
ahead
would
and roll
love
help
to.
out.
Oh,
Nice.
Hey,
That's my boy.
beautiful. Wonderful. So that will bring that up to a complete success for Investigator Mystery. So
We
with
did it.
Investigator Mystery, on a
teamwork.
on a 10 plus, teamwork. It's the name of the game. I mean, it's not. It's Monster of the Week, but it's fine. On a 10 plus, you get a hold of 2. So from the list of questions here. And your options are: what happened here? What sort of creature is it? What can it do? What can hurt it? Where did it go? What was it going to do? And what is being concealed here? So as you're like trying to like follow the path of this creature, which of those 2 things are you wanting to ask about?
Number 1, where'd it go?
Wonderful. Yep, absolutely.
Where is it? Is
Yep.
it behind me?
Absolutely. What is your second? Do you have a second question, or do you want to hold on? to your
Yeah.
second
What's concealed here?
Cool. Yeah, absolutely.
Mm.
With where did it go? You can see that the process of the actual fight itself is super chaotic and hard to keep track of. So like it's too hard to kind of step through the exact positioning of what fight took place. But what you are able to put together is that it seems like this. Oh, actually, yeah. What you're noticing now, kind of hard to tell when you can't see it in the full light, but the screen door that leads out to the balcony, like the sliding door, is actually open. Like it in a silhouette, it kind of looked like it was still closed, but now that you've got the lights on, you can see that the door out to the balcony is still open, and there is signs of very heavy footprints honestly bloody footprints leading their way out onto the balcony and seemingly just like disappearing at the edge of the balcony, as if something might have like leapt off the balcony. I might give you further follow-up on where it went, depending on what other information you're able to uncover. But in terms of what is being concealed here, in the room at large, you notice from your angle as you turn back to the rest of the team to kind of give them the information that you found out, you see what you're able to very quickly put together as the remains of Natalie Conroy. Kind of that
Not Stuart.
Not Stuart. You can see that it's still got like the glasses on. But you can see what looks to be a body that, yeah, as I said, is kind of like desiccated or mummified, essentially. Like it's extremely it's lacking moisture. But what you can also see is it seems like the head of this person has been detached from the body, but the head itself is pretty well preserved. It's not as it doesn't look as mummified as the rest of the body, but it is entirely made of stone.
Great.
Cool.
And that was the thing that you couldn't previously see. In terms of other things that might be concealed here, I think your instinct is more like there might be more on the computer potentially, because that's the thing that's connected to the big weird device. But it doesn't look like there's anything that is super secreted away in this room. A lot of it is out on display, and it's a lot of carnage.
So much blood.
So much blood.
The free professionals are doing their thing.
Yep.
And Joe just be like freaking out and use the ability, oops, to just stumble across something because I have
Yes.
Oh, how convenient.
I love the mundane playbook.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
So
Yes.
I'm just freaking out and I'll just okay.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great option. Cool. I'm gonna say, as you are, just specifically the phrasing of oops is that you will find something important. It might not necessarily be relevant, but it will be useful. And I think the thing that you stumble across is like, you're just trying to get away from the carnage as much as possible, and you've kind of backed up closer to like the bathroom area. And you see, again, your foot just kind of hits against what you realize to be the like yellow thing that kind of went zooming past the screen is a taser. It's like a taser gun that has
Oh.
that seemingly didn't get fired, but must have been like knocked out of somebody's hand in a scuffle.
Okay.
I found the snitch.
And immediately you'll would be able to tell that like sometimes these sort of things are issued as part of working on cases with ADEPT, as like self-defense stuff for people that aren't huge fighters. So if anything, this is a pretty clear indicator, aside from the video itself, that that Stuart has been in the area and seemingly tried to engage in a fight of some kind.
It's got the name tag on the back that says property of Stuart.
It's probably Stuart McDowell.
Oh, I would.
Honestly,
When you
probably
say
got his face on it.
Are we talking like, like self-defense taser that's just like extremely close quarters, or is it like a
No, it's like the
taser that
like
fires?
yellow fire gun one. So it has like
Has
the
it been
cords.
fired?
It has not been fired.
Oh, that's kind of handy.
Yeah.
Useful.
Useful.
Should.
Maybe not relevant,
indeed.
but useful.
Definitely.
Jackson, what are you getting up to while you're scoping the scene?
I will probably go to the computer and see like if there's any other videos, like just, any information
Yeah.
from the computer.
Go for it. Roll through investigation.
Investigator mystery.
Dear
Oh,
diary.
yeah. No.
Thank you. Now
Oh,
I should point out, to be fair, if you would like to, you can use luck. Those of you that aren't familiar with Monster of the Week, luck is a mechanic in the game where you can spend a luck point to automatically get a 12 on your roll. Luck, you only have 7 of it for the entire time that your character is alive. And some of those luck abilities do have side effects of some kind. But that is at your disposal if you wish to use it. But you don't
you
have
know
to.
what? It's a stream. I'm gonna. Who
Do
cares
it.
about luck? I'm using it.
Wonderful.
It's a lucky day.
Great.
Yeah.
Cool.
Burn the luck.
Burn the luck. Wonderful.
One down, 6 to go.
Yeah, exactly. Wonderful. Sweet. So that gets you to, you've essentially rolled a 12. What is that with your sharp?
That brings it to 13.
Wonderful. Great. Cool. Great. Wonderful. Sorry, I'm just looking up what Jackson's special luck ability is. Fantastic. Cool.
Yeah,
So that'll
technical
give you-
difficulties, which I'm dealing with a computer right now.
Yeah. This gives you
Sorry.
also get a hold of 2. So you get the same kind of questions. You might get different information depending on the thing that you're looking at. But which of your 2 questions would you like to ask? As you're looking through this
I would
computer?
like to know what's being concealed here.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh.
Nice. Sweet. You start looking through this computer. You minimize the video that you were watching, and immediately behind it, you can see I don't know, I don't think Jackson really does coding. He does socials, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know how to use Office 365.
Yes, exactly. The meta suite, that's it. Cool. Yeah, you minimize the video and you can see some sort of interface that does not make a lot of sense to you, but you can see a lot of, I think you can intuitively tell that it is more than just regular software processing it in this way. It's almost like you're watching like Matrix code like scramble down an interface. Like it does not look regular. And with that, you can kind of see that some of the sourcing within that program, at least, is leading to a number of documents that are in some of them are referenced as being in the like immediate downloads folder for this computer, and some of them are referenced like it's leading back to like the browser history of whatever this person has been looking up.
Oh damn, we find in their browser history.
You're finding their browser history.
Deep dive.
Now, when earlier before this mystery in warm-up stuff, you were kindly asked by a associate within ADEPT to private the ADEPT social media presence in relation to what Stuart was looking into. Do you think that Jackson followed up about that any further, about what the deal with that was, or do you think he kind of just did it discreetly and let it be?
I think Jackson probably sought approval from head of comms.
Okay. Interesting. Cool. Great. Then I think it's maybe you don't have any deeper understanding of it, but you see evidence of Natalie being one of those people that was tied up in the situation that your adept cohorts very briefly explained to you as like these monster fanatics. You can see that she, honestly, and I don't know if this is flattering, she hangs out on the adept socials a lot. And
Hell yeah. Our one fan.
Woo!
Top fan badge.
Yeah. And you can see that there's a lot of relevant browser history in like whenever something is mentioned on the adept socials, she immediately goes and does like some sort of Wikipedia deep dive about like, oh, what is that thing? Why is that there? What can it do? Oh, whoa, that's so interesting. And you see that there is a lot of the files, the actual like downloaded files that are sourced in. You can see that Natalie was very engaged in the Tumblr sphere, and there are a lot of images or documents that she has kind of taken from there and made actual downloaded versions of, where people that may not have as much of an understanding about the existence of monsters, some of them have gone and made like fictional versions of how like real life versions of those monsters might exist. So like if a vampire was actually real, how would that actually physically work? How would that like why do they need to drink blood with their teeth?
Totally. Like the photorealistic Pokemon vibes.
Yes, exactly. 100%. And you can see that
I got you.
That a lot of those types of images are the things that are being referenced and fed into this weird coding system here. Not all of them are in English. There's a lot of like probably not checking your sources and just being like, this looks cool, pop that in the folder. But that's the main stuff that you can see that is kind of concealed here. I would say actually you can see that you can see the Word document where she had written down the speech that she was giving to the video camera. And you can also see some interaction with like a subreddit community of these like monster enthusiasts talking about like, oh yeah, that'd be so cool if there were like actual mermaids in Lake Taupo or whatever, like people that are getting a bit hardcore about it. You have another hold if you would like to use it.
Yeah. Guys, before I use this
so
hold,
much information.
I think whoever this was building the ChatGPT of monsters right now. They're feeding in stolen artists' information and outputting monster stuff. Okay. What can
How do we
it
kill
do?
it? How do we kill it?
We'll use.
Yeah. Purdie is shook. Now does not understand. You just said a bunch of words and some letters.
A lot of words and letters.
Okay.
It's destroying the small local artisans. Like that would destroy my mums at the markets.
Well, I guess like on the plus side, it's not taking away the business of people who are already making monsters. Like real monsters. Real monsters.
Monsters are made. Monsters are made.
Well, no. I mean, like people aren't making real monsters, and this is maybe that's the vibe that I'm getting.
Look over at the machine and take a half step away from it.
I heard you mention what your other hold wanted to be.
What can it do?
Okay, are you asking that?
I feel like we already kind of know, but like I kind of want to know the extent of what it can do. And
are you asking that about the computer or about the creature that you saw? Because you might have a.
I was thinking the computer, but
I'm just checking.
I feel like we have a certain idea of what the creature
Absolutely.
can do. You know.
Wonderful.
I look around and like the ankle deep.
Yeah,
We
Gore.
ankle deep, and
Yeah.
what the creature can do.
Yeah, you
I
start
got an idea.
trying to like piece together the weird situation that's going on here. For starters, I think you can your suspicions are confirmed that this is not 100% just a technological creation. This is something that would be referred to in Monster of the Week as weird science, where it's like kind of technology and kind of magic, but it's just weird.
Super science.
And as you are like looking through some of the processes that have been going on, and also kind of like backtracking through like parts of the video and just generally like scoping out the machine near you as well, you can tell that the machine in the corner of the room is essentially a weird science version of like an intense 3D printer in which like you can just put a schematic into it and it will print out whatever it is. You can tell that there is the part of the weird like coding situation that's going on is I mean, you kind of hit it. Not so much at ChatGPT, but more AI art. In that it takes a lot of it's taken all these schematics that have been like downloaded and then tried to do its own version of like generative problem solving to make a feasible construct that could contain all of these different references within it. And then with that schematic, it has then printed it out. So it's like combo like schematic troubleshooter and then actual printer for whatever this thing is.
Empire lycanthrope Medusa? Is that what was
It's a good time.
So
Is what I
large
printed.
language monster. Sick.
I will say with the with your looking through all of that, if you want to, you're able to like download essentially more of like a text document, like downloading a website source code of like what it is that this computer actually printed out. It's going to be big and kind of hard to pass through, but you could make a copy of that if you wanted.
Ruby, I would bloody love that.
Yeah, absolutely.
That would be amazing.
Wonderful.
Thank you so much.
You like start the process of downloading all that information. As you are doing so, and you're are you planning on, because you're on a random person's computer, are you planning on sending it anywhere?
Yeah, I'll just like email it to my work email.
Just
Is
airdrop
that
it.
safe? No.
Wonderful.
On the public Wi-Fi.
the experts? We can
Cool.
look at this
Well,
one.
I'm not sending it to my personal email. Fuck that.
No, that'd
Sweet.
be terrible.
Careful. Sweet. You start you like open up a random incognito thing to like email it to your own email address kind of thing. And then go to bring it up on your like device that you usually bring out with you. And as you go to open it on your handheld device, you realize that in the sick parking maneuver that Nairi had completed earlier today, you fully smashed into the side of the interior like van, and have fully cracked your phone. You cannot access this. The side effect of your luck is that your personal handheld smart device is busted.
Oh no.
But
I kind of see this over your shoulder, and I like pull out my little Nokia.
yeah,
I'm like,
there's no
Do
way.
you want to use? I don't think I have the email on here, but
Oh, that's okay, Auntie. Thank you.
okay.
Like,
Pick my purse.
at least Doc will pay for it, but
Is it
anyone?
Is,
Oh, sorry.
is it super essential? I can lend you my phone.
I'd need to download the work portal to be able to get into my work email.
I don't understand any of this.
You know, I need to like verify my device with Doc before I can like install Outlook for the public service. Okay, can I send this to? Maybe I'll just send it to your email. What's your email?
Okay. Fluffy Cat Farms Jr.
Can I send the text document to Joe's
Sure,
email?
yeah. I will say, you absolutely can. It would probably also occur to you that there are people within your agency that you can send it to and get in pretty quick contact with if you wanted to.
That's
But you can
true.
also
Yeah.
just send it to Joe. Send it to random civilians' email to have it have
CC,
it readily
one of both.
available.
CC! We love a little CC.
I'll BCC. I'll BCC in the random civilian.
Oh, yeah, that's a better way to do that.
So that they don't know
Yeah.
that the random
Yeah,
civilian.
Yeah, we won't have to worry about that at all. Great.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
the
somewhere at
consequence.
home, my mum's on the farm are just like, what is this email that's coming in right now?
Oh no.
Sure, and email that to. What's the name of
Frank?
Frank. Yeah, if you want to.
Oh yeah,
Frank.
I guess yeah. To
Frank's
the team
our
leader.
guy.
Yeah, sure.
Absolutely, yeah.
Librarian Frank.
You can
Yeah.
definitely do that. Are you saying anything in particular in the email to Frank?
I'm probably just at the moment just emailing it with almost no text.
I
It's
will
just
say,
like
for context, Frank is probably the person that got in touch with you when Stuart went missing to like get you on this case, as they are your stand-in supervisor while Stuart is missing.
yeah, nice. The subject line will probably be like check this, and then the body text will just be
Straight to
all
spam.
caps.
It's
All
straight
caps.
to spam.
Wonderful.
Frank is never going to see this email.
Wonderful. Cool. You start sending that off. Nairi, are you doing anything else while you're you
man, it's
tried
so
looking
bad.
at stuff and it went very badly.
I tried looking at stuff. It went super bad. I don't understand what Jackson is doing on this computer. It just looks like gobbledygook to me. But I know that the machine behind me is really nasty. I want to pick up the head, the stone
Cool.
head.
For
Yeah, I think I want to hold on to that for a while. Just take it with me.
Great. Yeah, it is the honestly it has a kind of like it's not a screaming in terror face. It almost has like a kind of slack-jawed expression to it.
Ooh.
But yeah, you can see it as this like person's face. She did have her hair like tied back, but that's kind of smashed off as this hit the floor.
Oh no.
But that does still have the glasses on it.
The glasses on. Fabulous.
Yeah.
I kind of like look at her. I brush off some viscera. Like, oh dear, you're so pretty. What a shame. And I just kind of like tuck her in my arm like a bowling ball, and I'm like, you're coming home with me.
Okay. You can do that.
Well, at least back to the agency. Maybe not my actual home.
Absolutely.
At least
maybe
in the
we'll
van.
finally figure out who built Stoneheads.
Wow. Horrific.
Yeah, I'm definitely I'm taking evidence. Mostly the head.
Yeah, cool, great. Ignatius and Joe, are you all getting up to anything while Jackson is
Yeah.
furiously...
Yeah, I'll approach Joe and be like, Joe, was it? Can you fight?
Yeah.
I just toss a knife. We're a monster to hunt.
I didn't even know monsters really existed until like 24 hours ago. Like Stuart said that I should have known, but also I just it was just me and my mum's. And then, yeah, this is all very new. I can try. I mean, I come with a knife.
You'll be ally on this. Do you need a hand with that knife?
No, the hand's attached. It's got a hand.
do you need a hand detaching it from your hand?
I mean, if you can, I don't really know
I
how.
got two
Stuart
ways.
said... Wait,
have two
you're
ways
not
I can
going to
do
chop
this.
it off, are you? I still want my hand.
I'm very proficient at chopping things. I could chop it off, or
No,
I
thank
could
you.
try and try and magic off. I'm less good at that though.
Magic off.
I mean,
Yeah.
I magic it on in the first place, apparently, according to Stuart.
Would you like me to try?
Right.
Am I going to die?
No.
Unlikely.
I mean, it
He's
would just be...
actually really good at magic. I've seen him heal multiple people.
Okay. I mean, Stuart said something about me doing magic too, but I don't know. This is all
Well,
so new.
I could help you with your magic then, if you got
Okay.
magic.
How do I do magic? I mean,
Well,
last time
I-
I just ate the cheesecake.
Well, I channel magic power from the hell dimension. We could try that.
I do cool ghost shit. That's how I do
Oh.
mine. There's more cheesecake.
The 3 core kinds of magic: hell energy, ghost energy, and lactose
Cheesecake.
intolerance.
Instead of mana, you just have however much cheesecake is left.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Or we could try channel the cheesecake.
Yeah, do you
Channel
want
the
to try?
cheesecake.
Do you want to try and tune into your magic with Ignatius's guidance to try and get this knife
Yeah.
off your head?
I think Jo will. She'll take a moment to think about if she's going to risk the cheesecake again, but she also remembers, like, her mums were very adamant that she shouldn't be eating animal products growing up. So she was being wild on her 18th and trying something new.
Yeah.
So she doesn't really want to disappoint her mums again. So instead, she's just going to try and do it without the cheesecake, because Stuart told her that she's clearly magic and there's something more that she's going to learn along the way.
Wonderful.
It's like-
All right. Go ahead to roll to use magic.
How do I do that?
You are going to open your character sheet.
Yeah,
And you are going
and
to scroll to the hunter moves at
Weird?
the top. No, at the top.
Oh.
So there is a section
Mhm.
that will be
Oh,
basic
use
hunter moves.
magic.
That's the one.
Use
Happy names.
magic. I
Use
see it.
Use
I see it.
magic. We
Again,
believe
5
in you.
minutes.
You can do it.
Full faith.
Okay. Let's go.
It's method acting. It's fine.
Let's go.
And I'm
Roll
using
well.
weird for this, correct?
Yeah. Yes, you are.
And no plus forward.
No,
No,
but
minus forward?
Ignatius is there to
Okay.
help out if need be.
Okay. Oh, it's an 11.
Oh.
Dang.
How was it you all along?
Beautiful. Great. Yeah, you take a moment to kind of tune into it. How do you think Joe goes about trying to channel the magic again?
So Jo will take a moment to like really, really strongly concentrate on her hand and be like, okay, internally, like, Jo, this has been the weirdest day of your life. And yes, you're just a regular Joe Smith. That's always the joke. You're just Joe Smith. You're forgettable. You're nobody. But maybe this was the point. Maybe this was the moment. And maybe your point is to find that lovely Stuart that you just met today. And maybe these people are cool. I don't know. These people are weird. This is a whole freak out situation. But just in the ramble chaos of anxiety, it just pops off.
Amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's a thing where you are just monologuing to yourself like so much that after a while you haven't even noticed, and it's you don't necessarily there's no like big flash, there's no like for you Ignatius, there's no burst of hellfire energy that kind of comes off of it. It's just as you are talking, you slowly become aware of the realization that like the knife is now feels like it has weight in your hand rather than just being like sitting on your skin. And you kind of like tip your hand and it falls to the floor.
Do magic. I can do magic.
I'm really proud of you. You did that well.
Great. You know, you're ready to hunt this beast. Wield that magic in battle.
Yeah. Do that again. But when we're all dying. Again. Okay, cool, wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, you're part of the team. Not officially, I can't employ you, but I'm sure I can recommend you for a position in the group. That's that's how Jackson got here. I helped him out.
Yeah, Nari got me the not in like a nepotism kind of way. Okay,
No,
like, I know
no.
what like she said the position was she wasn't like on the interview board.
He's very
wanna-
very talented on the computers and the phones, and it shows.
Did anyone
Okay.
see where like any tracks were heading out or
Balcony.
balcony?
Oh,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
As you are taking a moment to kind of look over the balcony to where like Ignatius has kind of pointed out the exit path of whatever creature this is. Nairi, your ghost phone, your ghost Nokia starts to call.
Oh no.
Starts to ring.
It's in the bottom of my purse somehow. I start like digging out. I like don't know what to do with the head. I look at Iggy and I'm like, Iggy, hold this. Give me the head. And I start pulling out various things. I probably get there on like the 6th or 7th ring.
Wonderful.
By the time it goes. And then I fumble around and I put it on speakerphone immediately.
Great. Amazing.
Hello?
And all of you immediately hear the Frank's voice on the other end of the phone. Frank, for our lovely viewers at home, is a non-binary archivist at ADEPT HQ. They are a like late 20s individual who's an entirely indoor introvert nerd, usually wearing like a plaid shirt over the top of some pop punk band t-shirt, with huge round glasses and a shock of this dyed hair, which at the moment is kind of a bright purple. You'll all remember this from when you last saw Frank back at HQ after your previous mystery, but you are now hearing their voice over the phone, just being like, hey, Nairi, are you okay? I just got the weirdest email from Jackson, and I don't. He's not picking up. His phone's not connecting. Is everything all right?
Yeah. Oh, his phone was
You're on speakerphone, Frank.
Submit a request for a new phone for Jackson, please.
Okay. So you're not dead then. That wasn't like a last.
Not again. Not yet. Only one time thing.
Sorry, Nairi.
What was in the email? Could you figure it out? It was a lot of text, a lot of reading.
Yeah,
you're good at that.
That's a good question. I'm assuming you got to locate. I mean, I have our computer process trying to put it into like regular person words for a while. But that was a lot of code language. But I'm guessing you've made it to wherever that address was that Stuart sent.
I like look around. I'm like, yep. It's great. It's not great. I lied. I'm so sorry to do that to you.
Okay. Is he there?
I hope not.
What does that mean, Nairi?
Well, if he is, he's been in a blender. But no, I think he's gone out the window.
Frank.
Yeah.
Frank.
Nairi's like out figuring it all out in her mind as she's talking out loud to Frank.
Yeah.
Like, we're the 6th floor and the tracks lead outside.
We think Stuart's alive.
Okay.
There's at least one casualty in the vicinity.
Okay.
That some kind of monster has really seriously I want to say liquefied someone. And then also desiccated someone. What I sent you is that there seems to be some kind of machine which seems to be a 3D printer for monsters. I don't know. And so that file is info regarding the particular monster that they seem to have created.
Okay. Great. Cool. Wonderful.
Yeah.
I love people with too much time on their hands. Okay. I'm okay. Someone has been liquefied and desiccated. That's the
sorry,
opposite
And
of
turned to
myself.
stone.
And turned to stone.
Hi, Ignatius.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of layers to it. It's really quite thrilling.
All right.
Resuscitation isn't an option. Is the main point.
I look back at the head now in Iggy's hands. I'm like,
Great. Good,
we need to redo your first aid course, sweetie.
Okay. And you can hear like the whatever phone Frank is calling you on just kind of gets set down also on speakerphone, and you hear a lot of keyboard clacking as they seem to start trying to sort through all this information that you've sent through.
A lot.
And there's like a bit of a pause, and then the longest sigh. It's like, what, how, why would someone do this? Okay. So
For evolution, I think was the word, right?
How do I kill it?
She said.
okay.
She wants the monsters to evolve. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
no.
I think I'm at the peak of myself. I'm not
No
going to
joke.
evolve anytime soon.
No joke. Okay.
You don't need to evolve, Auntie.
So
Only if I keep failing.
we have very extensive records here in ADEPT, right? In the whole HQ, we have come across
Mhm.
most sorts of monsters in the time that we've been running. Not this. We don't have a lot of hybrid situations. And from what I'm looking at, there's about 7 different things involved in this one. And you can hear like scrolling mouse wheels going down. It's like, okay, right. So there's a lot of source material to work through, but it seems like from the stuff that you've seen through, it seems like you're dealing with a vampire that's also a werewolf, that's also a gorgon, that's also a hydra, that's also a banshee, that's also a robot, that's also a Pokemon?
What? What's
Is that
what was
bad?
the last one?
Which
Sorry?
one? Which Pokemon?
Yeah, I mean, Nairi, no idea what that word
Yeah,
means, I
I
imagine.
followed you right until robot, then you lost me.
Okay. How
Like
many
one
people...
of the Pokemon. Sorry.
How many people in the room will know what I mean if I call it an Eevee?
Cool.
I
cool,
went
cool,
to
cool.
school with an
Is that a
Eevee.
yes?
She was lovely.
Okay, great.
It's not the same kind of Eevee, Auntie Ian.
Oh.
Okay.
She was so sweet.
Why? Okay, this is a lot to work through because it's not exactly logical. There's a lot of parts missing and a lot of extra parts, and I'm sorry, Ignatius, I don't have an easy answer for you right now, but I might be able to work something out if you just give me a little bit of time to work through this.
All right.
And I mean, I can get back in touch with you. What happened to your phone, Jackson?
There was a vehicle-related incident with the phone. That's within warranty, right?
Sure. I mean, actually, yeah, why not? I'm your supervisor right now. Yeah, it's within warranty.
Cool. Yeah, there was a vehicular incident relating to the phone. It is no longer usable.
Okay.
So I guess it's through Anien's Nokia if you want to get in
Okay.
contact.
Cool, great.
Mickey, do you have a phone?
Yeah, I have a phone.
Oh damn!
Well,
Does it run on Hell Energy? Like
it's a regular phone.
It's a regular
From
phone.
the store. Like,
Sorry, yes. I just Anien's Nokia is a ghost Nokia.
Yeah, no, it's no.
Yeah,
it's
it's
no.
had
I'm
2 bars
I'm
for
from
the
hell, but
last 6 months.
I live here. Like, yeah, I've regular
No,
stuff.
no,
I mean,
you're so right.
what-
You're so right.
Yeah, no, and this, it wasn't no offense, Iggy, I didn't hear from Jackson, and I know that a ghost phone, if something did go wrong, is most likely to still have service, so I called the ghost
Yeah,
phone, but...
mine tends to melt, overheat. Yeah.
Sure, yeah, that
Yeah.
makes sense. Okay.
The battery has already ruptured.
Just pops.
Wonderful. Okay, I can get back to you about about weaknesses and stuff. Joe,
Okay.
are you saying anything, or are you staying dead quiet in the corner of the room?
I think there's a moment of like when it's Pokemon and Eevee, these are little like, I know that, I actually know that because she lived alone in the farm. So like
Yeah.
Pokemon's one of the few things she could do.
First gen.
And you used to run around and play around Pokemon, just first gen. Because Amie legit only really knows first gen.
You're welcome.
but yeah, definitely as a kid, throwing around the tennis balls and like pretending to be like, I choose you, random leaf plant.
Yeah, great. Cool.
Yeah.
When you do pipe up at some point, there is a moment where Frank is like, I'm sorry, who is that with you?
Oh,
Ooh.
yeah, there is a civilian bystander, potentially magic sensitive.
Yeah, she's gonna submit her CV as soon as we're finished this. I think she's great. We've already seen her do some magic with a knife.
She was contacted by Stuart as part of his mass text, so
Oh.
I think she's on the level.
Okay. All right. Look, I'm not technically in charge of this whole operation, but I feel I should obligated. Civilian bystander. Sorry, I didn't catch your name. What was your name?
I hold the phone
Joe-
out.
Joe Smith.
Joe, hi, I'm Frank. I'm
Hi.
sorry that you're caught up in this in some way. I do want to make this clear that we would love to help you as much as we can, but you don't have to be involved in this. I want to make sure that you're just not making choices under duress. If you would rather not, you don't have to.
I mean, I've kind of been panicking for 24 hours at this point, but also Stuart was lovely and the only one that kind of helped me calm down and figure this stuff out, and I want to find Stuart. So, also, if none of these people, creatures, monsters, I'm sorry, I don't know the appropriate term.
Creatures is good.
But if none of this able workers know what an Eevee is, maybe this is why I'm here.
This is your destiny.
Just to
Yeah.
explain what an Eevee is to
Yeah.
a very elderly woman.
Okay. All right. Sure. I felt like I needed to give you a chance to say no. Okay. Great. In that case, I guess welcome on board. I don't know, interim agent. If anybody bothers you, just send a call to me and I'll tell them to go away. Okay. I can work on exactly what this mishmash of stuff is and does. I'm guessing Stuart's not with you if you're still looking for him. Do you have an idea of where to go at all?
Out a 6 foot high, 6 floor high window.
Okay.
There's
It's good.
dragon sounds. So likely the monster has Stuart with him.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Okay. That's good to know. Can I get actually I'm gonna say because you already rolled for it, I'm not gonna make you do any additional rolls. Ignatius, as you are like kind of half in this conversation, standing like out on the balcony, sort of surveying the area to see where your next move might be. Part of your brain, you spot something in the distance that catches some of the information that Frank has just divulged to you. You heard a whole list of different monsters, maybe a couple of them you've had to deal with before, but one of them definitely stood out to you, and it twigs in your mind now. The fact that this creature is somewhat vampiric in nature, some sort of blood-drinking monster. And as you're looking out over the skyline, looking back towards central Christchurch, past the railway tracks a few blocks away, past where the court theatre is, just to the side of it, you see in the distance a sign for a New Zealand Blood Service building.
That's right.
I think I know where the creature went.
Oh, Frank, dear, it sounds like we've got a lead.
Okay.
So, I'll see you later. Okay, bye. I just hang up.
Oh, great.
Conversation over.
Sweet.
All right.
All right.
We're gonna go back
Blood
down
service.
the stairs though.
Creature drinks blood.
Cool. I mean, that's about as tame a place as it could go, honestly.
Yeah.
Cool. Shall we? Yeah.
Go down the stairs again.
Joe,
Hi.
we have a work van, which you are welcome to jump in with us. Come for a
Okay.
ride.
Will my car be okay?
Oh,
She
you have
points
a car?
Yeah, it was a birthday present from my mum's.
Oh,
Oh,
drive
sweet.
behind us.
Okay.
Make a little convoy. Oh, how
Yeah.
cute. I listen to the breeze. You should tune in and we can sing together.
Aw,
Okay.
bless.
Okay.
Wonderful. You'll there's a brief view as you all like head downstairs. You can see like right next to where you handbrake parked the car.
Yep.
Just in front of it is a very compact, slightly hastily parked Suzuki Swift. That Joe grabs the keys
Swift
for
squad.
and jumps in
Yeah.
to start a convoy. As you'll start
It's
heading off.
got those stickers across the back, but instead of being like a family, it's just a whole row of cats.
Oh,
Very good.
Joe.
A lot of love to give exclusively to cats. Wonderful. You start heading away. As you are rolling out as well, as part of the as part of the Monster of the Week content that we have today, you'll have your own mobile base, which is technically the van that killed Nairi, that she now is the permanent driver of. But as part of it being your mobile base, you are outfitted with all sorts of gear that you might need to go about your investigations. Is there anything in particular you're wanting to like try and fish out from in your various equipment before you head to this place?
Yeah, like, how much do we know about just regular monster weaknesses based off those combinations we got there, like from previous hunts? Like, don't look at me gorgons in the eye, sort of thing.
Yeah. I would say, yeah, you have a good you don't have any deeper understanding than you yourself as the player, Brad, might have.
Perfect. I know lots.
Yeah.
That was your first mistake.
Like, I think it is a lot of the monsters that got named at least have like enough common knowledge about them of like, you know, a hydra tends to grow more heads when its head gets chopped off, that sort of thing would be known to you.
Perfect.
You also heard in you don't know about the Eevee. The Eevee is a curveball. No idea.
What is an Eevee?
Eevee is weak to fighting in rocks.
Oh,
So punch it and throw a rock at it, man.
Just throw a rock.
Eevee is number 133. It's the only normal type Pokemon to begin with. It's technically a mixture of a cat and a dog. It can be evolutionsized into 9 different subtypes depending on what you expose it to. You shouldn't have put me in the car. You should have brought me with you.
We should have.
You're just listing this all off.
I just see you like monologuing in the
And
rearview mirror.
it's not weak to rock. Thank you very much.
It's only weak to fighting.
Is that not a thing anymore? Wait,
It's
normal
fighting.
used to be weak to rock, right?
It's fighting.
Fighting, we have to fight it.
Oh, damn.
You
Jackson's information is old.
also for reference, chat, because I realize what this might look like. We are playing in a modern day setting, so the players are welcome to Google stuff as their characters might. It's not just metagaming. I want to vouch for my players.
Yeah.
Just Googling.
Sweet.
All right. Mirrors, silver. I was like, just grab all the
wooden stakes. Get the
common
wooden
stuff.
stakes out.
Oh, wooden stakes. Yeah. Gear up and all the
I'd
things.
like to gear up with another thing, which we have in our group assets.
Yes.
A thing called R&D access,
Yeah,
which
for
says that we're issued with either a high technology or experiment, or you did say potentially whatever they have in the back cupboards
Yes.
of ADEPT.
Absolutely.
The keeper decides what it is. Do we have something that they had in the back cupboards of ADEPT that
Sure,
they decided
I
to
mean,
let us have?
Yes, what I will say is that in terms of the R&D departments and the risky departments for ADEPT itself, they don't deal especially in weapons because they're more Department of Conservation. You know, try and do it nicely if you can. But aside from that, like, is there a particular, after the previous mystery, before you left ADEPT HQ out in Murchison, what would you have requested potentially? Because like, you are jumping into this a bit impromptu, like you've gotten a sudden emergency call to come into this mission, so you haven't been able to be like fitted out for this case specifically, but what would you have wanted to take with you when you left HQ before coming back to Christchurch, do you think? Just like a style of item that you might want. Do you want
Fighting
something
type
that,
Pokemon.
Fighting type Pokemon. I want one
just
of those.
said they
I
don't
put in
do
that request.
Well, we've generally not had problems with muscle, given that we have Iggy, who
Very
is
true.
all muscle.
Yes.
I would say,
Full drink of muscle.
in my experience, what we've had the most problem with is just finding the thing.
Sure.
So something that can help us find
Like a
the thing.
locator device.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say that you have a in your gear you have something that is kind of similar to like a ghost EMF meter. It kind of started off that way, where like it detects certain electromagnetic frequencies. Useless when you're around Nairi most of the time, 'cause it's just like, yes, there's a ghost. Sorry.
Okay, yes, but not that one.
Not that one.
The other one.
But what I will say is that you do have some understanding in that big list that that Frank listed off for all of you. There is a robot component to this creature. which means that there's a potential that you might be able to like track the software or track the like mechanical parts of the creature, like similar to tracking like an ISP kind of situation. So you might be able to use it, like rework it to be used for that purpose. It might not be as entirely accurate as it is for finding ghostly stuff, but you could probably make it work.
Cool.
As long as you don't
Nice.
break it.
What on the topic?
No, I was just going to say, do we know what it says? Usually with problematic side effects. Do we know what those are at this point?
Not yet, no.
Okay, cool.
Well done.
I love it.
Because also in our team playbook, we have a contact that is
do.
conveniently based at the blood service.
This is true. This is your
We
team,
Like
your team
planned
allies
all
of the New
along.
Zealand Blood Service. As we all know, the New Zealand Blood Service, an amazing group of regular human workers, and also very easy place of business for vampires. And you have a particular connection with the New Zealand Blood Service, and I would say probably with the branches that are in Christchurch as well, being a part of ADEPT for sure.
So we could potentially phone ahead, let them know.
If
Jackson,
would
do you want to do
like
that? I'll pass
Yeah,
Jackson
yeah,
my phone.
Sure.
It's all singed. It's all singed.
Hey, thanks, man. I hope this doesn't explode in my hands.
It's,
Just roll high.
Samsung. Oh, yeah.
Are you wanting to? Sorry, that got me. Are you wanting to call
No,
a
plus one forward.
particular person that works there, or are you just wanting to call like reception? It is pretty late at night, so they might not be in regular business hours, but it is
Vampire.
also
Yeah.
there's a lot of vampires that work there, exactly. So you might be able to catch them.
It's the
on
night
the
shift.
I
shift.
feel like of the general people who work there, I feel like the receptionist is maybe the least likely to be a vampire.
Sure.
I don't know why I have that impression, but I'll
Gotta have
try
your
call.
assumptions.
I'll call into reception first and let them direct me to whoever I think
Okay.
it's likely to be a vampire, I guess.
Sure. I mean, I would say, because you are sort of on the front-facing comms side of the agency, you probably have a specific person that you know usually works in that branch. But you reception can put you through to them so that you're not like having to deal with like, yeah, we know each other, we're in the agency, all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Cool. You put in the phone number for that particular branch of New Zealand Blood Service. Take a moment, put it to your ear, and you hear the like do do do. This number has been disconnected.
It's been disconnected, guys. It's not. There's no one there. It's disconnected.
Oh, ew.
Is that a bad
Ooh.
number?
I start
Eh.
pressing harder on the accelerator.
Maybe let's zoom, zoom, zoom.
Those straight
zoom.
Christchurch streets.
I just watch like all the flashes of the speed cameras go off.
Wonderful.
It's a common expense, and I
Sweet.
submit.
You start speeding up, and we're gonna shift scene as like the van starts speeding up, and just in the background, Joe, you start to see the van like pulling ahead of you at an alarming speed. Are you matching pace with them?
Yeah, because I don't think I quite clicked where we were going because there's just been so much information. So it's just like, this is a brand new car, but also I don't know where we're going or what we're doing. So she's
Wonderful.
just there. She will have her phone mounted, and she is also calling her mums while she's
Okay.
driving.
Sure.
She knows that they're busy packing on the farm, but as she's driving, going, "Oh my god, no wonder she's dead." Hi, mum. Yeah, you know how you said that Pokemon would never save me and totally rot my brain? You were so wrong. Also, I think I'm going to save the world, and I think I found my purpose, and you're going to be so proud of me. And if I crash a car on the first day, please don't be mad. And I love you, and I really hope I don't die today. And pat all the cats to me. All right, love you, mums. Holy crap, why is she taking a turn? It's no red light. Just hang up.
All fast and furious driving this huge van. Wonderful. Cool. Again, the camera cuts back to just sudden screeching halt as the van slowly, eventually followed by the Suzuki Swift, comes in front of the New Zealand Blood Service building. You can see it as one of those kind of like blocky architecture, corrugated buildings that has a number, has the the New Zealand Blood Service signage on the side of it, and has a number of like plate glass windows. And you can see one of them in the front of the building has just been fully smashed through.
Ooh,
It doesn't look like there's any lights on inside. But yeah, what do you all want to do as you get there? Are you just running straight in? Are you trying to take a secretive approach? What are you doing?
If I see that it's dark, I'm gonna grab like a torch. Yeah, I don't know. You've got to look in the dark. It's rough. Click.
I'm
Put that
going a
on
more direct approach, I think,
Cool.
unless people advise otherwise. I think time's upon the essence here. We don't know how long until the creature gets hungry for Stuart.
Wonderful. Great.
This is like
So-
one of the few situations where like Iggy goes in full war mode, and I'm
The
like,
sword's
yeah,
already
sweet.
out.
Yeah, this is
No, no,
your
need to do
time.
any management of this. This is the right response.
You have our blessings.
I'm sorry. I'm
Just like watch him run off. I'm like, ah, man.
I
love it.
appreciate. I'm sorry to be distracted, but I'm appreciating the people in chat just checking me for my actual real life relevancy of how accurate we are to the New Zealand Blood Service phone line process.
Oh no.
We're doing all right.
You're doing okay? Okay, that's good.
Amazing, cool. You start heading inside. Moving forward, you can see. Actually, it is Ish that's correcting me, so fair enough. Ish does live in Christchurch. You start as you like sweep Nairi, as you sweep the torch like around the front room.
Yep.
You immediately like pause for a bit because you kind of startle because you see a number of petrified people. You'd say probably
Ooh.
like 3 or 4. And you can see this whole place is just like blood spray, blood splatter, crazy. You can see a lot of the statues here are like are more seem to be like turned in surprise of some kind. But that's what you see immediately on like coming in the front door. What do you all want to do?
I'm gonna slow down. I'm gonna pull up the mirror. Look in the mirror. I know how this goes.
Sure.
I do not.
What you doing?
I saw them running in, and I'm just like, okay, I guess this is what I do now, running in with the knife.
Powerful magician. Well, stay back. Do not look at the creature.
Oh, is
do
the
I-
knife shiny? Can you look in the
Nice.
knife mirror?
Do I still have your? Oh no, I have a video camera.
there you go.
From being the media person.
Yeah.
Can I video camera in front of my face and just look through that?
Yeah, absolutely. Is you just like, are you using that to mostly just to protect yourself, or are you trying to actually like look around and scope out the place?
Protect myself. Thinking that
For
maybe
slight
it
blatancy.
means, yeah.
Cool.
I got described as Jello before, so I'm not entirely sure what's going to happen, and I'm excited to find out, as I don't do anything to protect my eyes.
Wonderful.
I'm just going to look around with my torch.
Cool. I would say roll to read a bad situation for me.
Yeah, let's go.
All of us?
Just Nairi in the moment as she's taking
Okay.
the lead to kind of
Taking the
openly
lead.
look around.
Just looking.
Just looking.
Just looking.
No, be careful.
You know what? I'm gonna.
Do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna burn a luck. It's okay. I come into this game with
Burn
one already
the luck.
used just
Burn
to
the
chat.
luck.
Wonderful.
Burn it all.
Great.
I'm burning it.
Mark
Really
off that you
hungry.
have burned to luck. Boy, oh boy, that's gonna be fun. Okay.
It's gonna be great.
Cool. You burn that point of luck, which means you get treat it as if you rolled a 12, which
Yes.
means that you're going to get a hold of 3 on this roll. You can
Amazing.
ask any of these questions. You can also ask them at any point. You don't have to ask them all in the
Yeah.
immediate moment. But the questions available to you are, what's my best way in? What's my best way out? Are there any dangers we haven't noticed? What's the biggest threat? What's most vulnerable to me? And what's the best way to protect the victims?
Ooh, well, not knock the victims over is how I'm guessing that last one's gonna go. I want to go for the, are there any dangers that we haven't noticed?
Sure.
Sweeping with a torch.
Absolutely. You start looking around. You see all these statues kind of casting these weird like shadows as the torchlight passes over them. And it's unsettling to see in front of you. As I mentioned, it's also unsettling to see just blood everywhere.
Love their decoration.
But as you are looking around, you do notice not something, you don't see something, but you hear like a slight shuffle of movement further in, like down the corridor heading further into the building, and you think it's in one of the like side rooms that you can't quite see into. But you don't see anything in your
Amazing.
immediate vicinity that is dangerous, and if there is anything, it would probably be whatever's making that noise.
Yep. I look at everyone looking through different things. I'm like, it's okay, sweeties. It's in there. I point down the corridor. Should we proceed?
All right.
I don't think I want to ask any other questions because
Sure,
I
yeah,
feel
you
like
can
the
hold
best
on.
way in and out is the giant open hole in the window that we just walked through. So
Fair.
can I hold?
Yeah, you can hold
the
on to
two?
them. But
Yeah.
everybody gets a +1 ongoing while you are acting on the information that Nairi has just divulged to you.
Ooh.
FYI, that's a really bad situation.
Oh.
It's very handy. Cool. You start moving forward. I'm assuming Nairi's taking point in this situation. Is that what's going on?
Why not?
Yeah.
Unless anybody else
Uh,
is.
Iggy will be very like, or if room be side by side with her, you just want Mary wandering off
Mhm.
ahead alone or anything like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Lovely.
Jackson will
Absolutely.
hang back with Joe. And also, Joe, do you have something to not look directly at a Gorgon through?
I'm not meant to look when I stab it. Are we stabbing it? Are we killing?
Oh, okay. I'm going to give you the video camera.
What's a Gorgon?
So,
Oh, no.
Gorgon is like think Medusa, right? So if you look at it and it looks at you in the eyes, you turn to stone. I guess I've never seen one before, but I
If
think
I take off my glasses, will that work? Like if I can't see it?
I
Maybe.
could, like,
I don't know.
Yeah, how blurry is your vision?
terrible. I'm blind without my glasses.
Fab, if you can't see the eyes, I don't think it will work, right?
Okay,
Oh.
so I will then. Amie is legit blind without her glasses, so this will not be staying off. But she will take off her glasses and just hold up the knife, and then be like,
It's
Oh.
flawless logic. I cannot
Okay.
wait for one of us to get stabbed.
Cool. I'm gonna have one hand
Magoo.
like on her shoulder
Mhm.
Yeah.
and just like be slightly behind the arc of the knife.
Yeah.
Uh,
Which I'd like to point out, this is a knife that cut a cheesecake. It's basically a butter knife.
Yeah, it's not that sharp.
It's not even a great knife.
But fair, be careful just in case.
Yeah, you still can do some damage with a butter knife.
Cool.
Oh, absolutely.
You'll start creeping down this hallway towards whatever made this noise. You occasionally you hear it kind of happen again, like you hear the shifting of not quite furniture, but like the clatter of objects moving. And as you get to the door that you can hear these sounds coming from, is it like a leap around the doorway, or are you trying to like peek to see what's in there?
I don't want to get to
You
the
wanna try and use the
doorway. I
mirror?
want to get to the wall before the door
Mhm.
and poke my head through the wall.
Ooh.
Not near the door. I want to be like
Yeah.
a meter away from it.
I
Not
like
where
it.
you would expect a
And-
little grandma to chuck her head through.
Ignatius, you're trying to get a look through with the mirror?
Mirror around the door, yeah.
Yeah, wonderful. I love that.
It's Scooby Doo, but like a meter away from each
Meter
other.
away. Yeah, exactly. Wonderful. You both start trying to peek
Looking.
in, get your own vantage point on the situation. And what you can see is the room that this doorway leads to is essentially like a storage, like a blood bank storage room. You can see a number of what would be like portable, almost like mini fridges, for like storing these things in a way that can like be moved from between donation points to like mass cold storage. A number of those have been smashed and thrown about the room. There's chairs, there's paperwork, there's just carnage. Again, blood everywhere. But you do notice that most in this room now, it does become clear that most of the blood is from packaged blood that has been shredded apart, rather than just like people were eviscerated in this room. And what you also see, what I'm gonna say, what Nairi sees is Up in one corner, you can see a bit clearly. You can see a person lying unpetrified, lying on the ground, breathing slowly. But you can see the signature comfortable, practical clothing of Stuart McDowell lying in a corner of the room. What Ignatius can see is around the corner, because you're getting a bit of like an angle on it rather than just looking straight through. Around the corner, you can see a young, like a woman in her like mid-20s, who has very like bedraggled, curly, dark hair. Looks like she's maybe like Greek descent kind of lady, who is sitting in the corner and is just got like a straw to a blood bag, like she's sipping on a Capri Sun. It just looks so tired, and it's like has not moved, but just looks extremely exhausted.
Shape changing.
What do y'all do?
I don't see her sitting in the corner, and I kind of want to beeline to Stuart. Oh, that's a bad decision, though. I put my head back out and like make eye contact with Jackson. I'm like, Stuart's in the corner. I think I should go get him.
Stuart's in the corner?
Okay,
Yeah.
no monster?
Not that I can see.
Okay.
Well, I
Yeah.
back.
Oh, yeah.
I do like his hand gestures, which I don't think anyone will pick up.
Yeah.
I don't
Is
speak
that a whole
New
thing?
Zealand Sign Language. I know it's an official language, and I really should have learned it before I died, but I'm gonna try now.
Do the signs like involve gesturing to the horns? Like
There's a Greek woman drinking blood in the room.
How do you know she's
I don't
Greek?
know that you needed
She's
to
wearing a
mention
Greek
that.
dress.
Oh.
Is she a vampire?
She's a classic Gorgon. Classic.
Oh.
But she doesn't have any. She's not a werewolf or anything like. Chained. The
Just
creature's
the
different.
one thing. Okay.
She was
How
tired.
many-
I
After
have a
talking?
legit.
Yes, Joe?
So I have a thing called What Could Go Wrong.
What could go wrong?
Yes,
Yeah.
for sure.
Would this be considered charging into immediate danger?
For sure.
Cool. I heard
Oh, no.
Stuart's in the corner.
Joe, no.
Wonderful.
Joe, no.
So as you are taking a moment to consider all these hand gestures and work out exactly how the best way to get your team into this situation, the one person that is not a trained agent of ADEPT takes the initiative to charge straight into the room, using what could
Blindly.
go wrong. Yeah, absolutely.
Blindly,
Whenever
no
you charge
gloves.
into immediate danger without hedging your bets, absolutely you can do that. You're just
sit on a blood
hitting
packet.
straight in the room, like for where, like just looking for Stuart.
Yeah, I'd been told corner, so I just head to the first corner.
Cool, great.
And be like,
You get like halfway across the room and then immediately feel your body just get hit with the sudden force of a individual like leaping at you and like pinning you against a wall. And you see this snarling face of this woman that has like kind of tan skin, messy dark hair, and the like characteristic like red sclera, like albino kind of eyes of a vampire, who is like full teeth, beard, like leaning down in front of you and is just like glaring at you. It hasn't actually attacked you so much, but is like hissing in your face. And all of you hear that happen.
I'm gonna go straight to the wall.
Great.
Yeah,
Dive in.
we're going in.
I reach into my pocket and pull out the slice of birthday cheesecake I was eating and just slam it into the face.
Maybe she also is
Roll
lactose
to
intolerant.
kick some ass, I guess.
Yeah, that's ass kicking.
Kick
Full
some
swing.
ass.
Go
Kick
for it.
some ass.
So I click that one. Now that uses tough.
Yes,
Default?
correct. Yep.
And you said something about +1. And
I would say
how
you
does
get a
the
plus
whole
one from
thing-
this because you knew that there was something in here.
Okay. And then how does that hold thing work? Because I don't understand.
So
I
that-
guess you'll tell me.
That is the +1. Yeah. Oh, the hold.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, that is
Yeah.
a different thing that you can choose to use
Okay.
whenever you want.
Okay.
Makes
Cool. I
sense.
got a 9.
A mixed success. Wonderful.
Mm.
Cool. So with your what could go wrong, basically you have 2 hold, which means you have 2 charges essentially to use any of those 3 options, which are you can inflict 1 harm, reduce someone's harm suffered by 1, or you can take a +2 forward on a roll to act under pressure. And you can use those at whatever point you want to use them. If you want to use them now to try and inflict harm with a cheesecake, you fully can.
This cheesecake.
What was that? I missed what you said.
I really do want to inflict harm with this cheesecake.
Wonderful.
It hurt me, now it hurts others.
Oh, but it's like kind of soft because it's been in your pocket for a really long
Well,
time.
I think the thing is that you go to reach for it, but instead of like reaching for it with your hand, you kind of just dig the end of the butter knife into the cheesecake and then like jam it up into this person's face, and you see it kind of like skewer into the side of their face, and they screech a little bit and stagger backwards. And you see them growling. The other 3 of you, I know, well, Nairi, you're hitting in through the wall. Jackson and Ignatius,
Yep.
are you hitting in here as well?
Yes, please.
Yeah, I'm a little further away, so I
Recording?
will like make sure that the video camera's on, I guess, and just be like,
Right.
Everything is content.
You're like in the doorway, Jackson, as you're looking at this scene and you see the person like stagger backwards. You recognize this person. This person is an employee of the New Zealand Blood Service. Her name is Kelly. And she is a known entity to you. She is a vampire that works at New Zealand Blood Service. That you don't know if she's not usually one to attack people, but you can see that she's just had a piece of cheesecake like stabbed into her face.
It's a bad day.
whoa, whoa!
Is it?
Kelly,
Yes, Stuart.
I would like to use. No, actually, no. I'm not. That move isn't relevant right now. Joe, Jesus, what do you stab Kelly for? Kelly, are you okay? Are you?
The monster attacked me, and they said Stuart was in the corner, and
I
that's
mean,
what we do, right?
What the hell is going on here? And you see this person in front of you, the vampire, is like heavily wounded and has that kind of same like sunken in face that you can see that they are clearly like in need of a lot of healing, and so they are running pretty ragged at the moment, especially having just been stabbed with a cheesecake. But it's just like looking furiously at the group of you, seems to have just pounced on the first thing that came into the room, and is now like, now that somebody is actually talking to her, is like trying to work out what all of you are doing here.
oh dear.
So there has been a misunderstanding.
Just a tiny one.
Small one. It's okay. Joe is actually an intern. First day on the job. good. You know, very enthusiastic. We're just chasing whatever did all this. You know.
You're here for the monster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And she honestly just kind of like sits back on a broken chair, like away from Joe. Okay, well, you could have gotten here sooner, I have to say.
I broke multiple speed limits. I tried.
You know what that thing was that broke in here?
Yeah, a vampire, werewolf, gorgon, hydra, banshee, robot, Pokemon, I think.
You know what it is. You're trying to hunt this down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
someone 3D printed their dream monster.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. And as you all are like talking a little bit, you start to hear a slight stirring from the corner, as it seems that Stuart is very, very slowly coming back to consciousness.
I'll go help him up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Put on.
Cool. You lean over to try and help him to his feet. Immediately, you can see that he is extremely similarly beaten up, look like he's been involved in a heavy physical altercation. You can also see on his shoulder, you can see what looks to be the outline of a huge bite that, because of the size of the
yeah.
mouth, basically stretches like down most of his shoulder. And you can see that he's looking pretty pale, pretty weak. And as you kind of help him to his feet, he's kind of like eyes still groggily open. He's like, "Oh, Ignatius? Is that you, man?"
Yeah, Stu, you're all right?
Oh. And he just like falls into a big hug with you. It's like, "Oh, you got the message. All right."
Yeah.
You
I was
kids
casually
would
pull
have
out a piece of silver and like try and tap him with the silver. I'm just like super paranoid right now. I see him like a werewolf.
Subtly.
Like just tap. Just there.
Where are you
As I tap
tapping him?
Huh?
Where
Out
are
on
you
the
tapping-
skin surface. I'll be
Oh.
like probably the back of the neck or somewhere. Just
Tap him?
That's so weird.
there. It's okay.
He doesn't
cold
immediately.
silver.
He doesn't
It's not-
react. Because
Okay.
I think he's just interpreting it as you like trying to do a back pat, and maybe
Yes,
that's like
it's
your
cold touch,
blade or
it's fine.
something,
Yeah.
getting in the way. But he's like, "Oh man,
Okay.
tell you what, it's been a hell of an evening. You're as the rest of the. Oh, you're all here." He kind of spots Nairi and Jackson, spots Joe, and kind of looks confused.
I Stuart.
Hi, Joe. So
I got rid of the knife.
good job. Yeah, good on you. And kind of like starts trying to walk on his own, and then just stumbles slightly and leans against a side table. All right. Did you catch the thing?
Not yet,
Oh,
but we're going to.
Way to go.
For sure.
I mean, I couldn't keep fully track of it. You know, I did my level best. I tried to stop it back at the apartment, but well, it's a right strong thing, I have to say. I'm not usually a confrontational field agent like yourselves. I kind of blacked out for a while there, and when I came back to, it was and you see Kelly kind of takes over. It's like, yes, when they came back, it was eviscerating and or petrifying most of the people in this building. What the hell is it, and how do we kill it?
What was
Why
the
did
list again? It's a long list.
So
What?
it's a vampire, werewolf, gorgon, hydra, banshee, robot, Pokemon.
At the time that you are relisted back, Nairi, you hear your phone go off again as you were getting a
hang
phone call.
I start pulling out things out of the bag again. Several handkerchiefs, mostly used.
Wonderful.
I pull out the phone and I switch it on. Hang on, I just put you on speaker, and then I press the button.
Okay.
Hi, you're with Nairi and the rest of us again.
Hi, Nairi. It's Frank.
Oh, hi. How are you doing, sweetie?
I'm all right. Kind of. I'm worried about you, but I'm okay.
Okay.
So we've kind of finished. We've mostly finished processing the info that you sent through. Thank you, Jackson. I'm assuming you're listening if you're on speaker. Appreciate
You
it.
got me.
Okay. Listen. This is gonna be rough. I'm not gonna lie. Whatever thing has made this, I don't even know really what to call it. It's just an amalgamation of a variety of bad things. But whatever process this person went through to make this thing is frustrating in the way that it likes to account for stuff. Iggy, you've still got your phone, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna send you something. Can you get your emails?
Yeah.
Great. Okay. And very quickly you see there's like a email attachment sent through that is essentially an annotated version of the schematic of that Jackson initially sent through of like what the end result of this printout was. And you see Frank kind of goes through it while talking to you on the phone. It's like, okay, so it seems like whatever this thing is, it was designed with, peak status in mind. It's essentially like someone trying to min-max a monster. They're trying to get rid of all the weaknesses of one thing by putting in the powers of another thing. So...
Oh, min-maxing, who would do that?
That's a little
Power
cringe.
gamers, man.
The worst.
Why would you do that?
I mean, if they're taking elements, like Evie has one of the most even base stats. I mean, HP 55, attack 55, defense 50, special attack 45, special defense 65, speed of 55. Like,
Okay.
Joe's still
Thanks.
here.
Hi, Joe. So, to kind of lay it out, there's a lot of the weaknesses in some things that are accounting for the strengths in other things. Like you might have noticed, it's a gorgon, but the main part of it doesn't have eyes because it can't petrify itself. Theoretically, all the snakes could petrify the other snakes, but then you're chopping off part of the snake, and then the snake's just going to grow back to of itself. See what I mean?
Oh no.
It's not good.
Dear.
And you can see like them going down the list of like you would traditionally, I mean, depending on the vampire, you might try and stab it in the heart, but we can't stab it in the heart because the heart is made of metal. So we can't just shoot it with a silver bullet either because again, made of metal. It's a lot of issues.
Oh dear.
I think your best bet is going to be trying to deal with things by pieces. You know, we're not 100% sure if you're going to be able to, like, fight it as a whole, but if you can try and strip back the different parts, sort of identify it on its own, deal with that contained thing, and then get rid of it, or take that out of the situation, you might have an option. And you see there is a like, further down the email, there is a kind of bullet list of a few different options for you to try, as Frank is kind of listing through this. One thing we did notice is as both a vampire and the way that its mechanics works, this thing needs a lot of hydration. It needs a lot of water, it needs a lot of fluid, hence probably why it tried to, you know, desiccate that other person. So that's potentially a weakness that you can exploit. You're not technically able to, as I said, stake it through the heart as this vampire, but there's a difference between, you know, vampires that are born and vampires that are created, and technically if this is a creative vampire, then if you kill the vampire that made it, then you would be able to kill it, but the vampire that made it is a website. So, I don't know how you deal with that, but there's that.
Can we get IT on that?
I mean, maybe. I don't. They've not got the same information that we've got, and it's
How
probably
do
going to take a
you
long
kill
time to
the
explain it.
internet?
Cool. Just checking.
Just a website. We're gonna take out this Red Dead, whatever
One
that
thing
is.
that is probably pretty easy. The snake stuff. Both the. I mean, if you can get rid of all the heads with fire, then they shouldn't grow back. So that you can kind of get rid of the snake, the Gorgon Hydra situation in one go. It is technically a robot, so maybe you can like overheat it, over electrify it, something along
I do it all the
those
time.
lines.
It's more fire. I'm hearing fire is good here.
But as for the like werewolf stuff, I really don't know. You may
Probably fire.
end up. You may just need to
Probably
kind
more
of
fire.
That works a lot of things.
whittle
Honestly,
this thing down to a thing
fire.
that you can, I don't know, chop in half or like contain in some way. I'm just trying to give you the information, and I'm frankly translating a lot of Greek on the fly, so doing my best. Does that help?
Cheers, Frank.
I look
That's
over
great.
at Kelly and I'm like, Kelly, do you want to help?
Like literal Greek?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
literally Greek. We're trying to look at a bunch of mythology stuff. Kelly is like,
Look at Kelly, like, is she still in the room?
yeah, Kelly's still in the room. Kelly has picked up another juice pouch, and is like,
What flavor is this one?
oh, thank you, Tabletop Obscura, for rating. Thank you very much for coming in. Hello, welcome to the game. Yeah, you, Kelly is like, I mean, it sounds like a lot of those bases are covered, but I can try and talk to, sorry, Frank? This is Frank on the phone?
Yeah.
Right, I can try
This is
and communicate stuff with Frank, but, I mean, if you need to go and fight a monster, do you need a hand?
I'd rather have a vampire like fighting with us than, you know, looking stuff up for us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I mean, no offense, but she kind of like looks at Joe a little bit. It's like, no offense, not only if there's a big killer monster on the loose, then maybe you want someone that can be very compelling in terms of keeping the general civilians away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, got keys, right? We can lock it into a room. We can, if it's still here, we can seal it.
It's not
I feel
still
like
here. It
given the
went running
hole
out
in the
window.
building.
It's left the building.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. The creature has left the building.
Oh,
Okay.
I have. Wait a sec, and I'll whip out the ghost EMF
Gadget.
thing.
Go,
Yeah,
go,
absolutely.
gadget, locate monster.
Yeah.
The locate object device. Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with no consequence.
0 consequences.
Go ahead.
I'll be shocked if there's a consequence.
I'm gonna go
Hopefully
ahead,
that means experience.
go ahead and roll to act under pressure.
I love to act under pressure.
Yeah.
Acting under pressure. Hey, I'm gonna use another luck.
Okay. Go ahead and use another luck point.
On the
Yeah, no devices left
Device?
loose.
Well,
We've got so many devices, man.
so many.
Sweet.
If you kill my mobile, I'm gonna be so sad.
sweet, absolutely. As you are looking through stuff, you realize, like, remember the other device that you kind of have in like a bunch of your camera gear. And as you are kind of pouring through it and like handing bits and pieces off to other people to like hand while you're trying to dig to the bottom of your bag, you are able to pull out this device. You can see that it is kind of like the radios, or like the the like illegal
Like the
radar
radios.
things. You know how people have things in their car to like detect speed cameras and stuff?
Yeah.
It's one of those kind of things that they've got set up. In the fray of you trying to dig all this stuff out and like passing things off to people, there is a point where your video camera gets like dropped in the middle of the fray and just like cracks onto the floor. And you can see that the
Cross our
main
fingers.
body of the camera is not busted, but the like most of the inner workings still work, but the lens and like focus section of it is fully cracked, and you're not going to be able to see through it in that way.
Love it.
But you do still have the this detector if you and you got a 12, so you can absolutely start dialing it in. As part of the like schematics that Frank sends back, there is essentially a like the equivalent of like a processing wavelength that this thing is operating at that you can try and dial your equipment into. And as you do, you start to notice that the frequency you're picking up is not super far away. You think this thing probably moved a lot slower as it came out of here. And it seems like it is headed in a northeast-ish direction, in the direction of Hagley Park, which is like a little ways away from where you are on foot. Hagley Park, for those that don't know, is a very large, pretty flat, open park area towards central Christchurch. There's a lot of trees like around the outside of it, and then it leads into like fields for sport and things like that. It also has the beautiful Avon River going through it, so if you've ever gone punting on the Avon River, that's the park that you've been in, as well as the Christchurch Botanic Gardens. So it's going in that direction.
Oh, lovely.
Cool.
It's okay, it's nighttime. No one will be punting.
Also, Joe, you're hi, Joe.
Hi.
I appreciate the Pokemon knowledge, I have to say. You are a magic-ish person, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
As of 16 hours ago?
Great. So there is also a thing, you know, the whole banshee aspect. There is
Yeah.
a banishment spell that I can send through to you. I just don't really want to send it to Iggy or Nairi because that could end badly. But I could send it to you.
Okay.
Great.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Can I get your email?
Appreciate the phone call.
Okay, it's wrong person.
Back on the phone, sorry.
Yeah. fluffycatfarms@emailaddress.com.
Great. Wonderful.
You're so cool.
I'll send that through.
It's not going to be bad if my mums read it, right? They access the emails too.
No, it should be fine, I think.
Okay. I should probably tell them that I do magic at some point.
Oh, yep. Maybe
Yeah.
not. Maybe that's a tomorrow problem.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, I mean, hopefully that's helpful.
Yeah, fire.
I mean, I'm on the phone if I can lend you a hand with anything else, but you know, that's what I've got. I mean, I'll keep working if anything else comes up, but you know, for now.
Maybe that'll be great. You know, we got hellfire.
Gorgeous. Also, Annie, did you just say fire?
Yeah, fire. Yeah, because we've got the fire.
She meant in a practical sense.
Okay, yeah. No, that
Did
makes
I
sense.
accurately do something cool again?
Kind of,
Yeah,
yeah.
Oh, look at me. Hang on. Hey.
You know what? You're always cool, Annie.
Oh. She kind of pinches your cheek a little.
That's deeply uncomfortable as a ghost, but
This is the jelly fingers. Oh,
jelly
so
fingers.
soft.
Cool. You see also Stuart kind of straightens himself up a little bit as the phone hangs up. All right. Okay. So where are we headed? Jackson, where are we going?
We're headed towards Hagley Park.
All right. Not too far.
Joe, are you okay?
Listen, I'm not just gonna. I messed up in the first place back at the apartment. I'm not just gonna let this thing run around willy-nilly without coming and at least trying to help.
How did you survive? How did you get here?
I mean, I don't know. I'm assuming it brought me here. I mean, it doesn't. It sure is. It could have killed me if it wanted to, but it didn't do it.
Oh.
Are you thirsty?
Yeah.
Need some fluids?
I look at the blood bags on the floor and I'm like, what kind of fluids are we talking?
Like,
Yeah.
do you have a Powerade or something?
I mean, isn't there like a recovery
actually, yeah.
room after you donate your blood? Then you get like a tea and a cookie situation.
Yeah, Kelly's like,
Kelly?
yes, no,
Kelly, could
actually,
you
we
sort
do
that
have
out?
Honestly, just goes to a corner and pulls out like a different mini fridge that's just full of Powerades and sugar cookies. It's like, yeah, absolutely. Chucks one over to Stuart. It's like, yeah.
Load up on
appreciate
that.
it. Just
Get yourself
starts
an
chugging
Anzac.
a drink because, like, you can tell he doesn't seem. I mean, he has clearly sustained blood loss, so yes, he is thirsty. Whether or not that's a worrying thirst is up to you to interpret, but like, yeah, he could do with a drink.
I'm going to quickly Google, can vampires drink blue Powerade?
Powerade full of
Vampires can
garlic.
only have the red Powerade.
Only the red
That's the
Powerade.
rule.
I mean, if any of y'all want to are worried and want to investigate at all or read a bad situation
Yeah.
or anything,
Can
No, I
Can-
trust this entirely.
you're great.
What
You
I
all
wanna do
just
is
seem
Stuart.
nervous.
If I may, is I want to go, Stuart, I'm going to test your cognitive functions here. Look
Alright.
at this, look at this. All right, now recite some information that you know. What is the company dating policy? Just
Oh well,
Iggy,
I mean,
is there any particular reason you're asking that?
just random information. Just see if
Yep.
Stuart can recall everything
I
correctly.
mean, there's no I mean, it tends to be pretty. I wouldn't exactly say in favor. It's not like we're encouraging it, but you know, you're welcome to. We have some people in the agency that actually are in relationships with otherworldly beings, so be a little bit hypocritical to say that normal, regular, non-otherworldly folk or otherworldly folk that are on this world at the moment wouldn't be able to.
All
So
right,
it's a
Stuart,
yes?
So
Will
I thought I
you
was
stop
just-
trying to hook me up with Stuart? I just met the guy.
Oh, Stuart.
Oh no, sorry. No, not
No,
interested, Joe. No,
no,
sorry.
no, not my type either.
No.
Meanwhile, I'm intensely eyeing both Iggy and my great aunt.
Do you want to read a bad situation?
No, I don't think I want to read anything.
Actually,
I want to know.
oh no!
Ignorance is bliss.
If either of them said no reason at any point, that is a lie, Jackson. You would know that.
I do have the move that lets me know when anyone's lying. I
Yeah,
haven't used it at
absolutely.
all.
Oh no.
Absolutely.
Do it.
It just happened. So yeah.
Well, that's, I believe I'm using the term correctly here. Fire.
Nice. Yeah, love that.
All right. Yeah, I'm not just letting you all walk off on your own. No, I mean,
Wow, okay.
I'm at the very least I'm your supervisor. I'm coming along.
Well, look,
Yeah.
appreciate
The more the
it.
merrier.
Yeah, the more the merrier. And like more bodies on the floor, more bodies hit the floor, you know? Let's
Song lyric?
yeah, like stop
Hey,
this from all dying in the Call of Duty.
What?
Yeah.
You're getting a bit morbid there, buddy. You know.
Well, it's a
Just takes
vampire,
a
werewolf, gorgon,
heavy
hydra,
swig
banshee,
on a
robot
power.
Pokemon. Like I
I love
nothing-
the fact that you say it in full.
yeah.
Oh, tickles me.
Yeah, we got to work out a name for that at some point. But we should
I'm sure
probably
there's an acronym in there somewhere.
we should probably get going.
Yeah, do you need
Okay.
healing or at least like? Are you, how rough is
If
he
you've got someone, yeah, I wouldn't mind it.
I can. Well, I can try
Sure.
Wait,
Yeah.
we can do
I've had-
healing?
with magic. Yeah.
Whoa. We can do.
Joe, do you
what
want to? Do you want?
what
Do you
can we
want to
do?
go?
Fix electronic devices. Unfortunately.
True.
So I still have to hold for what could go wrong.
Yeah.
Am I right in thinking that I could just use that?
Um.
Or is that apply to sorry, technical
No,
questions?
that's all right. Actually, yeah. Screw it. I'll say you can.
Does
because
it
the
does say you
technical
can reduce
reduce
harm?
yeah someone's harm suffered by one. So
Hey.
yeah, why
Yeah.
not? Sure. Yeah. You. What do you try to do as you are like? I'm gonna try and heal somebody.
And so I just go up to Stuart and be like, Stuart, you were right. There is a point to all of this, and I just had to take a stop and find that moment. And if it's okay, can I give you a hug?
Ah, I would bloody love that.
And I just give the biggest bear hug, and he'd be like, please work, please work, please work, please work, please work, please work, please work.
That is not what you want to hear as you're being hugged. It's so
Great.
disconcerting.
You have the biggest, warmest. Stuart is canonically incredible at hugs. The best
Mhm.
kind of loving uncle hug that you could possibly. Just so cozy, so safe, lovely. And you are able to like. Within that, even though you are still panicking slightly, you manage to infuse some of your regular everyday world magic into this connection that you came up with only a couple hours ago, and you're able to heal Stuart for a little bit of harm. And he kind of, as you like leave the embrace, you can see that he does seem a little bit like more flush, like his cheeks seem to have a bit more color to them. He seems a little bit steadier on his feet. Still, like
I'm
takes a
getting
heavy
good
slurp
at
of
this.
Powerade. Like, all right, we should get going, right? How far away is that thing? And he kind of points to Jackson with the tracker.
Does it tell me how far away it is?
Kind of like it's that kind of like range band thing. You can tell that it doesn't seem to have moved since you like started tracking it. It doesn't seem to have gotten further like into a further range band, but you're not sure how long that'll go for.
It's about 3 bars away.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
Yeah. It hasn't
Good.
it hasn't moved in the last little bit, so it might be licking its wounds, I guess.
All right.
Maybe it's asleep.
Maybe it's
feeding.
asleep. Little
At least
post
one of those
post in a
things has
nap.
to sleep.
You know, let's get going there and find out. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
you're
yeah,
coming.
cool.
Great.
Okay, there's a whole group of us. I love. We should
roll out.
collect more friends for Ruby's
Gotta catch
sake.
them all. No. Great. You start running out of the building. So running through the hole in the plate glass window is a ghost grandma, a demon, a regular social media guy with a monster tracker, a very bedraggled looking lady who's having the worst and kind of best day of your life, a severely injured but seemingly stable uncle figure, and a vampire running after you into the night. Are you just running, like, the park is literally basically across the roads from where you are, like there's like a crossing and you're there, so I'm assuming you're just running on foot, or are you trying to take the vehicles with you?
I think running, right?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Great. You have a solid lock on, like, with this device, you have a pretty solid idea of where this creature is going to be. And as part of Monster of the Week, you have a fair bit of input in, like, how you are going about confronting this creature. So what approach are you hoping to have when you come across it? Like, are you trying to catch it off guard? Are you trying to lure it somewhere? What are you trying to do?
Fire.
Well, yeah, I'd like to set up a scenario where it's going to fire, like, ring of fire and try and dehydrate so much out of this before we even
We're gonna
really
Johnny
engage.
Cash it.
Ooh.
Yeah, I want to be like
Ring of fire.
swing out everything before we go into it for the kill once it's kind of fully dehydrated. So I guess set Heckley Park on fire, I suppose.
As
no?
you
Say
do.
it
No?
like that. That feels worse.
No?
Just a circle. It's just a circle.
Just
Circle. I mean,
Can-
yeah, circle.
Yep.
Cool.
No, talk to me. Set Hagley Park on fire. Come on.
You know what?
Yeah, there's a
I'm
ring of trees around each of the
fine.
park. There's a ring of
Yes.
trees around each of the park, right? Just boom,
It's a
all
very
set
big
perfect.
park, though.
We're doing
Ugh.
a service here because, like, snakes are super illegal in New Zealand. So, you know, like,
Quarantine.
I'm
Yeah,
more
that's
and more
the worrying
convinced the more
part.
you talk.
yeah.
Set this bitch on fire.
Cool.
I want you to know, like, David wants you to set it on fire. Jackson doesn't, but...
Oh, so David gets cancelled, not Jackson.
Otherwise,
Cancel me.
otherwise, if we don't want to burn the whole park, we do that containment dome, right?
Mhm.
Could we light a fire, put in the dome, let it cook for a bit of sauna, then drop the dome and go
I
in?
like that. Yeah, yeah. It's like
yeah,
how
you
you
could try
almost
to do that.
drowned in the dome last time.
Yeah, we have a literal Pokeball we can use. So we can
Yeah.
Pokeball it first
Yeah, yeah.
in the fire.
I open the van door and grab the Pokeball.
Yeah,
Sure
for
that
sure,
being
yeah.
exposed to fire won't involve some kind of, like, Eevee-ish reaction where it turns into a Flareon, right? Like,
What I don't understand a single word you just said. It sounds like a flawless plan to
Okay,
me.
so if you imagine that you had like a cute little cat and you give it lots
Yep.
and lots of love and attention, and then you feed it a special treat, and then it's like, boom, now I'm made of fire, or boom, now I'm made of water,
yeah,
or boom,
like
now
the
I'm made of
cats,
leaves.
right?
Yeah,
What?
yeah, they can be whatever.
That's a fucked up cat, to be honest.
Cat, dog, hybrid.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't. Wow.
Watch your language.
That's a terrible cat. Okay. But it's still contained within the containment field, so
Yeah. So I think fire
Cool.
in a dome, right?
Yeah.
Cook it. 5
And
minutes.
then once
then
it's
10
in the
minutes.
dome,
flip
then
it
I
over halfway.
do this thing that they sent through, and I pull
Sure.
up. I'm like, hold up, no, it's not my main email. I've got to go to spam email.
Mhm.
This thing,
Oh,
and
I don't know
What
if I
with
should
the
look at that.
You can't do stuff to what's in the dome, but we can maybe hack the
Okay.
website what's in the dome, if that's the thing we need to do.
Sure.
So if we're on our way talking,
Yes.
can I maybe turn to Stuart and be like, can you run back to the van and get the force field projector?
Well, Nairi picked it up, right?
Oh, no,
Yeah.
oh, you did?
I
Yeah,
opened-
okay, sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I'm way behind.
No, that's all right. You know what? You did such a great job with it last time, and I just hand it to you. Like,
Oh, thank you.
I don't want the responsibility, to be honest.
You tricked me in it
And
last time. Careful with this stuff.
That's a good point. But you're doing the fire thing, and Joe's new. So
I promise this time there is a 0% chance that I trap you on the wrong side of the force field. You have my word as
Smash
as
cut. No.
much as that's worth.
clip this.
No.
Clip this.
Yeah, clip it. No.
Let's go.
Okay, as you are heading off, there is a point where Kelly kind of starts branching off. It's like, okay, I'm going to start trying to clear people out of the park. Just try
yeah.
not to let it get too far beyond wherever it is, because right over there is like Central City, and that's bad news if it gets out of the park. But best of luck. I'll be around if you need me. And just starts running like super vampire speed, running in a different direction. Wonderful. You are continuing to follow this tracker. Are you staying in a group together, or are you trying to like fan out at all?
Groups we can chat and strategize.
Full like V formation.
Wonderful.
Hell yeah.
And some awesome music plays.
Yes, we're back to the action montage. Wonderful. Sweet. You start running through the trees still. Eventually you start to hear you start to see the lights on your tracker kind of increase in magnitude, and you're able to pick up that it is getting incredibly close to the creature. Eventually you have crossed over most of the like open area of Hagley Park, and you can see there's a brief moment where you have to like jump over a road that's kind of cuts through the middle of the park section, but you can see slowly emerging like in the faint moonlight that you're still able to pick out across in towards the Avon River, which is cutting through the park. You see the hunched over figure of this creature, like half hidden by bushes and things, as it is leaning down with its like full head stuck into the river, and you can hear the sound of it just like hard guzzling the nearest source of fresh water. You can tell that as you are like approaching it, you can see that it is like heavily consuming this stuff. There doesn't seem to be any people around, but as you approach, I'm going to use one of my beautiful hard moves from earlier.
No.
See, the moment that you get on the same side of the road as it, you see all of the like snakes on its back kind of perk up, and you see its head kind of get pulled viciously like out of the water and start immediately sniffing the air. And it seems to sniff around a bit and then kind of in the direction of your group, and you hear this creature like crane its neck upwards and start letting out this huge wolf howl towards the sky. That you hear this like and just turns into this like horrible air-splitting shriek that starts to cut through the air around you. I'm gonna let you all know right now, you don't get to roll against this thing. Everybody except for Nairi, this creature is about to do something very powerful, and you can decide if you are going to spend luck to avoid being affected by it, or if you are going to live with whatever is about to happen. I will let you know that whatever you do, your side effect for using luck will still kick in. Which for Jackson, you know that an important piece of equipment is going to break if that happens. Ignatius, you know that there is a very willing and ready demon waiting on the other side of the hell dimension if you choose to tap into that power. Joe, you're not sure what'll happen. But for the three of you, what are you doing? Are you going to spend luck, or are you going to let it ride?
I think I've established that I'm spending all my luck as fast as I can.
Beautiful. Yeah. Wonderful. Ignatius?
You know what? I was a little bit more fire in the situation. I'll spin the luck. More fire!
Joe.
Go!
Even like again, first monster, first day of the job,
Absolutely.
first time being exposed to all this.
Yeah.
Am I like any indication looking around quickly like things are bad and I should
You feel as this screech starts to echo through the air, you feel in your gut the like intense sense of dread and impending like demise as you hear this scream rocketing towards you.
I regret so many things from today. I'm going to use a luck.
Okay, cool. Great. Wonderful.
That's
We're all
fair.
cowards.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I don't blame you guys.
You all, as you have approached this creature, you hear this horrible, ear-piercing scream ring out, and all of you feel it connect to something deep inside your soul that heralds the end of your world and the end of all things that will come after you. And you take a moment to steel yourselves and tap into that potential that makes you the adventurers and investigators that you are to be able to overcome this horrible situation. All of you would have automatically taken 4 harm, which would have meant you were unstable and essentially dying. However, you are choosing to use your luck instead. Nairi, you don't have to worry about it because you're already dead.
I'm already dead, baby.
But
Damn.
as this shriek rings out, Jackson, in your hands, you feel the force projector start rattling with the sonic power of the screech and just snaps in half and fully disintegrates in your hands. And behind you, Ignatius, you hear this echoing screech start harmonizing with the frequency of the dimensions layered on top of our own, and you see this burning orange hellfire start to peek through almost like the thin spaces between the worlds, and then suddenly a bright red hand reaches through the thin space and grabs a hold of one, and another one grabs the other side of it, and there's this horrible tearing sound as you see, stepping through the portal, one of the heralds of the oncoming apocalypse, much like yourself. You see a a bright red demon with devil horns shaved into his undercut, a tank top with such thin straps that he's just showing off his pecs entirely, extremely tight ripped jeans that are like still somehow showing off half of his abs, and you see stepping through the portal Fiero, the dirtbag demon that has been waiting for you to open up a pathway, steps through,
dear.
looks at you, is like, dude, time to party, am I right? So you have a demon on your hands and a monster that knows you're here. What are y'all doing?
Can we use him as bait?
Yeah, party's over there.
He's over there.
What you doing?
Oh,
All right. Is this creature just yell? Screech? Is it challenging towards us, or is it kind of chilling?
No,
by the
it's
water
just
still?
Screech. It's still where it is, but it looks like it's like preparing to fight.
Oh, wonderful.
awesome. Love it.
All right. I'll turn to my my demon brother and
Mm-hmm.
the party's there. Like, come on, help me out with this. Come on.
Oh, sure. Go ahead and roll to manipulate someone. And
Yes.
I will say that
No.
you get a +1 on this because is your demon bro.
Demon bros.
Demon
God.
bros.
Oh, I love the demons.
Forever
in
roll
this one.
charm. Here we go.
Turning a negative into a positive right now.
Ooh.
Maybe.
Oh.
Well,
I
okay.
need some
Here's what I
help.
will say. Does anybody
I-
want to help out to make this a mixed success?
Can I help out?
You
Yeah,
can if
go
you
on.
want. Yeah, for sure. Oh, Nairi, absolutely.
Nairi absolutely. Turns out she's the demon's type. Definitely, like, I don't know, flutter my eyelashes at him.
Great.
Like,
roll
More
to help
just
out.
as demons.
Awesome. Is that
plus
also a
cool.
manipulate someone?
No, that's just you rolling to
Oh.
help out.
Oh, yeah, help out is the whole thing.
Yeah.
I knew that.
Yeah.
Let's go. Oh no.
Mark
We're
experience.
so bad at this.
Experience. I only need to fail one more time and then I live.
Can I also attempt to
Yeah,
help out?
absolutely. Go for it. Chat.
Yeah.
Brad didn't exactly accidentally summon a demon. He very intentionally summoned a demon.
Oh, we have
You
plus
say
one
was
forward,
doing.
don't we?
You do, yes.
Oh yeah, maybe you should use it. Third time lucky.
Oh, buddy. How do
Amazing.
you
Oh
how
my
do you
God.
help out with this situation?
I'm so proud of you.
I will bring the video camera to bear and
Your broken
try
video
to
camera?
appeal to like this dirtbag demon seems to be someone who cares a lot about his self-image, and be
Yes.
like, well, we're just arriving as this creature appears to have taken up residence in Hagley Park. Oh my God! A demon has just appeared, seemingly to help out with the situation. Oh my God! He definitely seems like a capable-looking demon. Just like really laying it on thick.
Amazing.
Like, Tifa, Tifa.
Amazing.
But he honestly, this guy looks like he can take on the whole thing himself.
Nice try. Sweet.
Jackson, what the hell?
Amazing. Yeah, you start
Play along.
stop pointing a camera at Fiero as Ignatius points out the monstrous incursion on nearby. And you see that Fiero kind of like mugs at the camera for a second and then kind of turns, looks Nairi up and down and is like, "Lady, I have to say you are fine as hell and I should know." And you see he lifts a hand up very casually and there is just a pillar of fire that kind of comes up and strikes the creature on the riverbank so not like so inconspicuous, and you see Fiora just be like, "Yeah man, let's light this candle. You bringing anybody else along?"
Purdie, love him. Oh boy.
I lean over, Joe. You got that banishment ritual handy, right?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Soon as this monster's dealt with.
All right, Ignatius. Ignatius, that's your thing for the start of this fight. The creature has taken harm from this. I will let you know.
Nice.
But I'm gonna say probably Jackson. Well, I guess Joe, because you're the only one that didn't really get involved in that. What are you doing as this fight as this kicks off?
Just a thing about my luck. Did I get my thing from my luck?
Yes, very true.
Yeah.
Let me remind myself.
It's just like there's suddenly another one here, and just in the shorter shorts, and then fire, and it's just like.
I'm gonna say, with your luck, this is something that like you. Would you come across this? Actually, I'm gonna say you realize that you have you like accidentally in the panic of being like attacked in the blood services building as you were like scrabbling for stuff to do. You have a couple of blood bags in your pocket if you wanted to use them for any particular purpose. That is what you realize that you have as you set off your luck.
Okay. Do I do something dumb? Am I going to do something dumb? This is my whole purpose now. I have no other purpose. I've never had a purpose. We're going to do it! And so I rip open the blood bags with my knives and cover myself in more blood.
Oh, dear.
And then I pull
Joe's
out
making
the
some
banishment
decisions.
spell and be like, I hope I'm doing this right. And I will start running forward and casting the banishment spell.
Beautiful. Wonderful.
Ooh,
go ahead.
that was a
and roll
series of
to-
choices.
Go ahead and roll to use magic.
Okay.
As you're like running towards this pillar of flame.
As a human.
As a human. As a regular person.
Oh, boy.
So that's with the weird and plus one forward still, or is that gone?
That is gone.
Cool. Thank you. Mixed success.
Success. Wonderful.
Love that.
Cool. You run forward and start channeling your power into this banishment spell. It is like a weird kind of Google Translate version of a banishment spell, but you start reading out the aspects of this. And as you are reading, you start to hear a quieter version of that like same scream that nearly like took the life out of you. And as you complete the spell, you don't feel any sudden like rush of energy because this is just regular. You're a regular person. This is regular person magic.
I'm just Joe Smith.
Yeah, just fulfill the required components, and you see like leaping out of this pillar of flame, full like as if this were a made for 3D movie, just this face of like ghostly face on fire comes shooting out of the pillar of flame and like into camera, and then dissipates in a puff of ash and smoke.
Cool.
Your mixed
Having now
success-
seen that I have done the banishment part
Yes.
of the one job that I knew I was meant to do, I then look up and go, crap, and then I just start sprinting.
Different
And there's
directions.
going to be a distraction going, help,
Wonderful.
help, help.
With a mixed success, you see that as you start sprinting away, you in the chaos that Fiero has caused, you start sprinting away from the teammates that are mostly dealing with the new demon that has shown up, and you hear pretty quickly there are footsteps following behind you. As you turn over your shoulder, you can see Stuart, who is like racing after you, and his face is like concerned because you're running away trying to ask for help, and then occasionally you see the concern change and you see his face kind of snarl slightly, and then he sort of shakes it off, but he seems to be chasing after you. Whether or not that's to help or to hurt, you're not sure.
Okay.
That is Joe. Anybody else doing anything while this creature is in a big pillar of flame? Or are you just waiting to see what the result of that is?
I mean, we
No,
kind of
I
get
would-
close to it, right?
Yeah, I'm going to take advantage of the fact that it's in a pillar of flame,
Yeah.
therefore I won't have good eye contact either way because there's
Absolutely.
fire everywhere. And fire is my favourite terrain, one may say.
Yeah, for sure.
So I would like to draw forth my Howl sword,
Mhm.
this massive great sword, lit with flame, and I like to try and charge in. I like to carve its robot heart out, if I may. Try and go, carve it in her,
Ooh,
let it out.
Yes.
Oh boy! Alrighty. Go ahead and roll tough. Roll to kick some ass.
Yeah, kick some ass.
Ah,
That's what I'm made for.
Get in on it.
Do it. Okay. Kick some ass.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yay!
Yes.
That is a complete success.
Excellent.
Amazing. And with a let me get my things in order. Wonderful. And with a complete success, you also, with a 10 plus, you get an extra effect. So you can either gain the advantage to give a plus forward to yourself or another hunter, inflict terrible harm, suffer less harm, or force them where you want them.
Could force I want them to make them stay here in the fire.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Kind of like pull it out and kind of keep them pinned in.
Mm-hmm.
As I go, it's like kebabs are on the menu tonight.
Wonderful.
Utilizing my
Gotta get it
my-
in there.
my ability there. Why
Mhm.
so serious? If I cap off any move with appropriate one-liner, I get a +1 forward to an ally. So
Amazing. I love that. Absolutely you can. Wonderful.
Perfect.
You come running up to this pillar of fire and just plunge your hell sword into it. You can't I mean, fire is your expertise. You aim as best you can for where you think the mechanical heart of this creature would be, and just pin the creature down like into the ground with the full force of your attack. You would take 2 harm from this fire, but you have armor, and I'm gonna say your armor counts against hellfire because you're literally a demon.
Yes.
So you take
Heaven
down
train.
with your like arms fully inside the pillar of flame, pinning this creature to the ground. You feel a distinct crunch, and you hear this like horrible whine from the creature. You can also feel this kind of like pulsing energy through the like blade of your sword up into your hands that you're not quite sure about. But you have significantly done a lot of damage. As you run into the pillar of flame, Fiero, back with Nairi and Jackson, kind of looks over at Nairi and is like, I'm so sorry, it seems like he's not gonna make it. Do you have any plans this evening?
Oh my
don't talk to her.
Oh no, it's death whales.
I love him so much.
What are Nairi and Jackson doing?
Oh boy, getting flustered. just a little, and I'm like, oh, stop it. And I'm gonna come and help. I trot across. Okay, so Nairi didn't have any effect. She's kind of like in this state of euphoria, being flirted with that dirtbag over there, and then watching Iggy just like fucking shank, like just straight into his guts. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna do this. She's a little bit hyped up, a little bit too many ginger nuts this morning.
Yeah.
and runs in. She's like, I'm gonna punch it. She's just gonna. My theory is I have brass knuckles, which I've configured as her massive rings, because she's an old lady. She's collected.
Absolutely.
At least one of those has got to be sterling silver, and she wants to king hit the werewolf snout. with
Amazing.
it.
I love that.
Just run up and punch a dog in the nose.
Great. Go ahead and roll
What
to
could
kick
go
some
wrong?
ass. What could go wrong?
Using my unholy strength, I use weird instead of
That
tough.
is very true, which is good, because your tough is not great.
Excellent. Yep. I'm so glad for that. And then can I use the Ford as well?
Yes, you can. You can get a +1
Yeah.
from
I'm gonna-
from
There's
Iggy.
kebabs.
Oh,
Yeah, because
gorgeous.
that's a kebab.
So cute.
What bam? Straight in the nose.
What? No, reroll.
Well, weird.
That's
We're using weird.
that is a malfunction on the website. That
I was like,
can't
how
be
is it possible to roll zero?
So go ahead and roll
What
again.
happened?
What happened?
Very
That was
dramatic,
so
but not possible.
That would have been amazing. I think I put the thing in wrong. That's fine. I'll take an 8. But
Is that plus your weird?
punching a dog. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, +3.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yep.
Yeah. Great.
+1.
Yep. Amazing.
Straight in the snout. What bam?
You run to the
Just
other
so
side of the
hyped up.
creature, punching through a pillar of fire, and you
Like, fine, I can take it.
you on one side, Iggy on the other side. You make eye
Dream
contact through the flames of your fiery flames of your potential romantic intentions,
Ooh.
and just fully punch a dog in the face. Wonderful, and it's like, oh, it's so romantic.
So romantic.
You see, as you punch this creature, you feel this, it just kind of like lashes out at you even from where it is,
Yeah.
and you take 3 points of harm.
Ooh, can I reduce one because I'm immortal?
You can.
'Cause
You can do
I
that.
suffer 1 harm less.
Absolutely.
Fab. That's
as-
a better number than 3.
As you see one of its claws like lash out at you in the struggle, and at the same time that you like punch it with this particular attack, you feel a moment of that pulsing energy also like burst suddenly. Both of you see this like pillar of flame suddenly like expand out and get like cast away, as again, you nailed it. It's evolving.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
No.
Ugh.
And you see in front of you, no longer a ghostly, no longer with the snakes along its back, but you do see this weird, like, vampiric. I guess actually you technically just dealt with part of the robot, so you're now dealing with a vampiric fire wolf. So kind of like a vampiric Vulpix or a Flareon, I suppose. That is like still pinned into on your sword, but you can see is now made of like literal flame.
Oh,
And
no.
it is looking like it is
Misfire.
wanting to attack you. Jackson, what are you doing?
I might be. Does the demon of fuckboys look like he?
The dirtbag demon, language.
The dirtbag demon. Sorry, I'm so sorry.
Don't make my mistake.
This family.
I am so sorry. Does the dirtbag demon?
Yes.
Just a regular dirtbag.
See, a term that I use often.
Yes, thank you.
Does he seem like he intends to interfere in any way?
He seems like a loose cannon, my guy. He seems like he is here to do whatever is the most fun.
Okay, can I attempt to prevent him from
Sure.
selecting the most fun thing, being stopping us from
Yeah.
subduing this demon,
Sure.
using my move, What Does That Feel Like? Which is when I put a camera or microphone right in a person's face, they automatically break off whatever they're doing and might go back to it after they deal with me.
Wonderful.
So I would like to, I've still got the camera out.
Yeah.
I like to just like swing it over to
Mhm.
like point at, like I can't see through the eyepiece, but he doesn't know that. Swing it over to like get a good shot of the, of that shit,
Yes.
that stuff that's happening there, and then swing it back to him
Mhm.
and just like be like, oh, wow, how did you do that? That's some superhero stuff here. What are your intentions on in the mortal realm?
Oh, my man, have I got intentions? Let me tell you. He like fully squares up, like sits his hair back. He is from the hell dimension, but he does seem to fully know what a camera interview is, and he's like fully ready to go. This man will give you his whole terrible like manifesto of dirtbag life.
Oh,
I'm so
boy.
sorry. I'll never spin luck again. I'm so sorry, everyone.
What kind of infernal vengeance are you going to wreak upon humanity?
Oh, my friend, listen, I know that y'all have like typical classic apocalypses, but that's not like we're looking to do something with a little bit more vision. Like it's gonna be fun. Like everyone's gonna die, but it's gonna be like a fun time, right? You know?
Cool. So like a prolonged death of humanity kind of thing.
Yeah, like a prolonged death through temptation and corruption, you know? Like not
So
just
everyone
straight
will
up
know
killing.
that humanity is dying out, but no one will do anything about it.
Exactly. You get it, man. You get
Too real.
wonderful. You fully keep this dirtbag distracted from interfering
Yeah.
further in the plans. Wonderful.
boy.
Joe, what are you doing as you are now being potentially chased by a steward? Are you trying to circle back round it all to the main fight, or are you just trying to
Yeah.
book it out of Hagley Park?
Cyclists.
I am trying to scream loud enough to get the attention, but having watched that and being the Pokemon nerd, going,
Mhm.
oh my god, it's evolving, it's going through evolutions. Okay, what stops Pokemon? Okay, we need an Everstone. We need an Everstone. A magic. Maybe I can make an Everstone. And so she's just gonna stop and look at it and go, if I keep it in one state, can we kill it? Oh no.
Maybe.
And so she's just gonna try and make an Everstone because she doesn't know what else to do.
Go for it. Roll to use magic.
Okay.
I love this.
What is happening?
I'm not even on the
I don't know.
Monster of the
And that's
week,
back to
baby.
Purdie, not knowing.
mixed success.
That's a mixed success.
Yeah,
Does anybody
we'll
want to
take
help
it.
out with that?
I don't think Nairi's qualified.
Sure.
Don't know what a Neverstone is.
Cool, that's all good. You can get a mixed success will still do the job. You're just going to have a glitch with whatever you are trying
Okay.
to do.
I mean, that's how the knife got stuck in the first place. So
exactly. Wonderful. So you can definitely do this. You get to pick a glitch effect for your magic. So you can, the effect is weakened. It is of a short duration. You take 1 harm, ignore armor. The magic draws immediate unwelcome attention, or it has a problematic side effect. What would you
give me the attention, baby.
Wonderful. Sweet. So you are like reaching out with the power of power of your Pokemon knowledge to like try and keep this thing like locked in at one state so that it can be like finished off.
Yeah.
Wonderful. You reach out and you all see it's like the equivalent of when the creature is like when the Pokemon's like rocking backwards and forwards in a Pokeball. It like looks like it's preparing to like try and launch, like shake off Iggy's sword and try and launch some attack, and you just see this creature entirely like ironically freezes up, all like as if it has been put in stasis, like as if time on this creature has entirely frozen, allowing you an opportunity.
Iggy, I'm doing the magic. I'm doing the magic.
I knew you were a powerful magician.
Yes, exactly. Holding down B button. Exactly, chat. You do hear the like approaching. You basically, this is while you are taking the time to complete this effect. It also gives Stuart enough time to catch up with you, and you can see that Stuart has now transitioned to like leaping on all fours across the park towards you, going to full beast mode in the worst possible way. But it has given enough of a chance for somebody to make a final, potentially final strike on this creature. Who's going for it?
All right. So this creature.
It's gotta be Iggy.
All right.
All right. So is it frozen? So it's fire? Is this a fire creature frozen, or is like this
It is
actually
a
like?
fire creature that is like, essentially it's in stasis, like it's frozen in time frozen, rather than ice frozen.
Okay. So water now. How? And it was right by the river still.
It is right by the river.
Okay. All right. I think we're gonna change tack. I'm gonna basically do the same thing, but now with water. So I'm gonna basically skewer it down into the water and stab it into the water.
Absolutely.
Hold it in there.
Yeah.
Put out the flame.
Go for it. Go ahead and
Okay.
roll to kick some ass, my friend.
Okay.
Yes.
So I look at Nairi. So about to
Yeah,
do this.
do it. Make eye contact with me. I love it.
Just got a smolder. All right, and
Literally.
Yay!
Amazing. You take the opportunity afforded to you by the latest intern of Adept to like pick up this creature on the end of your hell sword, grab it with one hand and plunge it into the Avon River to your side. You immediately see the flames like start hissing, steam starts rising from the river as not only is this thing now a fire type, it's also still a vampire that does not deal well with running water. And you feel this like fizzing, bubbling effect on the end of your sword as this creature takes how much harm do you deal with your sword now?
excellent question. I think
It's
it was
like
like
4?
But it's
Wow.
yeah,
I'm
4.
terrified. And turned on.
As well as essentially playing to this creature's vulnerabilities, you feel the sizzling effect as almost like you are looking at the raw materials that made up this creature. You start seeing, I guess, kind of Terminator, like the flesh start pulling away from like fur starts pulling away, skin starts sizzling off. You see part of the like metallic brain and heart structure that starts emerging and then short-circuiting as it gets hit by the water until eventually, as you hold this creature down with all of your might, the nattering of the worst horseman of the apocalypse in the background, but also the potential romantic interest in watching your incredible physical and demonic prowess. You feel the power of your blade eventually slay this creature at the bottom of the river as it stops moving. Amazing.
Incredible.
Incredible. Well done. You have defeated the horrible amalgamation. Usually we would do a bit of an epilogue for a mystery, but we are bang on 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess, I don't know, stay tuned for whenever Jackson's documentary about we can come back to the apocalypse at another time.
Yeah, it's fine.
But
Press balls.
with that, we are going to end this current mystery for this evening. Thank you all so much for coming and hanging out. We are going to do some quick outros for our wonderful players here, so we'll go around the horn, and I guess let's go give us all your details of what you're getting up to, and maybe just give us a little moment of what you think your character got up to post mystery. I'm gonna start with our newest arrival, Joe. What are you doing? What do you get up to? Where can we find you?
So I am Amie, aka Amie Ward Art, here on Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, a lot of places. AMIE for Amie. Yeah, normally I'm just as much of a hot mess, let's face it. This is just regular. But yeah, I do cozy, chill colouring on the internet where we focus on creating a positive, safe, mental wellness positive space and just having a chill time and creating some beautiful art and talking about lots of different things. I feel like Joe, I would hope at some point Stuart calms down or else there's a whole new side thing there.
Yeah, no, you can fix Stuart. It's okay.
Okay, just good doggy. Goes to Adept. eventually with Stuart has the world's strongest cup of tea with Stuart and just like begins to be like, okay, I have so many questions.
Beautiful. I love that.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
And eventually maybe we'll sign up to work at ADEPT.
Maybe. Why not?
Yeah.
We've already been through the worst day. Couldn't be any harder than that.
Exactly.
Wonderful. Jumping around the display. David, who are you? What do you do? What do you get up to? What happens with Jackson after this?
Yeah, I'm David Bowers Mason. I don't know, I do theatre and stuff around Wellington. If you're in Wellington, you might see me do theatre. That's it. You can't find me anywhere except here. I reckon Jackson's been doing. I reckon Jackson takes the footage home of the demonic interview and has like a little bit of a crisis where he's like, I'm not posting a demonic interview on the Department of Conservation socials, but
would be pretty
it's
viral.
pretty good content.
It is.
So he's gonna start up a new page, which is like People of Wellington, except it's like Demons of Wellington or something like that.
Oh my god.
And that's gonna be the first interview that gets posted.
Incredible. I love that.
Amazing.
Follow
Really
up
Very shortly with an interview of Ignatius.
Yeah, follow up is amazing. Wonderful. I love that. Continuing around the circle. Purdie / Nairi, what are you doing? Where can people find you? What do you think happens after Mystery?
Oh boy. Hi, I'm Purdie. I occasionally play online games with people, so I don't know, find me if you want me to play with you, I guess. I promise I'll look normal. Maybe. I don't have much to promote for myself, but definitely go check out KiwiRPG Week, go buy a bundle, go buy a game, treat yourself and your friends to something new to play, because you're only going to get joy from it. As for Nairi, I think she's incredibly impressed with Iggy's takedown of whatever that thing was. Still doesn't understand Pokemon, tries to learn from Joe, but zones out immediately. And then probably ask Iggy to come over to the wharf, is where she really hangs out most of the time, and watch a nice like little sunset. Maybe share an ice cream, a pool of ice cream. Probably by the time Iggy holds it and it melts all over him, but she doesn't mind because it's kind of like sticky and a little bit sexy.
Oh boy, moving swiftly
It's
along.
a very cute evening.
Love that. Wonderful. Great. And last but certainly not least, wonderful Brad. Who are you? What do you get up to? Where can we find you? And what is in store for Iggy?
Wow, so many questions. Hi, I'm Brad Thompson. You can find me on Cutting Words, the YouTube channel Cutting Words, as well as other social like Instagram, Cutting Words GM, that sort of thing. I talk about Dungeons and Dragons a lot, D&D, really big into TTRPGs in general. But yeah, there we go. Follow me on those. You can find out all about me. As for Iggy, yeah, definitely. Any paperwork he's filing, he'll file that, and definitely come to Nairi and be like, Nairi, thought about it, and you're not too young for me. We can make this work.
Oh, thank goodness. I didn't really want to wait another couple centuries.
Gorgeous. I love that. So Iggy is going to be changing to the pararomantic playbook. Beautiful.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us for this adventure. I'm going to say hooray to all our lovely players, because me and the chat have other business. But thank you so much for joining us for this ADEPT adventure. You'll have a lovely rest of your evening. And I'm going to disappear very briefly, and then I will be right back. But so long.